Yeah, I want to start calling
Oh yeah, nah. For some reason, that's what I was supposed to do. I don't be doing it on here no more.
Oh, yeah?
I go on
StreamYard?
StreamYard now. Yeah, because it should be weird. Yeah.
I know you broke this girl over on the diamond. That's interesting. It's just an app for you. Yeah, that's for you. Where you can do the same thing you do with StreamYard, but like you can pause a video rather than like other videos, and then it just like goes straight away. So would you like?
Es que nosotros, verás, tenemos que trabajar.
I thought I was trying like that, and that brother got cornrows. Shit! Ah! That brother got the cornrows. That's.
Yeah, that's on our yesterday. We got it set up. Okay, we live too. Okay. But it's throwing that live line on.
Good word.
That's not an enemy, my fault.
Oh, you said, what was it, Luke? Luke 17:20. Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadash. The honors, the elders, and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. And we out here once again. We're going to get right into it. As you can see in the title, right, the last generation, you know, which is more apparent now than ever. Right now is really the craziest time on the planet Earth, you know. And so we're going to get into a couple of precepts here, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think what we're seeing here is the justification for the great judgment to come to pass. All right, because we're now to the point. I remember, you know, when you first come into the truth, you know, all right, we're all right. You first come into the truth, you know, and you think the judgments are harsh. You know, you're like, damn, Lord, you're going to destroy all these people, Lord. You know, put all these people to death for not obeying your word. But when you start to see the madness that's going on in the world today, you're like, Lord, I can't wait for you to, you know, I can't wait for you to, you know, to bring that judgment. You know? But hey, here we are, man. I went to it all the time.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man.
Yeah, and there was a lot of unbelief in the time of Noah. Okay, believe it or not, there was a lot of unbelief in the time of Noah, and that's why and a lot of wickedness. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Genesis 6th chapter. You know, there was a lot of violence, a lot of unbelief in the world at that time, and that's why the Lord had to bring that judgment upon the world. So when it says, "For it shall be as in the time of Noah," you got to understand what was going on during the time of Noah. You know, you had wicked people, right, with the same desire for wickedness, with just a different level of technology to do it. You know, and now that they've been actually exposed to different means of committing all manner of. So the problem isn't necessarily with the ability that they have now; it's with the desire that they have. Interesting how the Lord said that sin's desire would be unto Cain, and He spread that amongst Israel. You know, to where now Israel desires sin, and sin desires Israel right back. Yeah, among the nations, to where even some of the staunchest nations that were no BS game playing, you know, yo, I've been seeing and I don't know what if this is like on purpose or if it's fake, but one of the last stand, so to speak, are the Ishmaelite women, where they wear the hijab and all those things. Yeah, they've been on the social media twerking, dressing up crazy. I'm like, what?
That shit is nice though. That shit crazy. I'm like, oh.
Wait, but you know, it's like, it's crazy to fathom, you know, that you would see a date like that. And the question is, where did they get that influence from?
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse
start at verse 5. It says, "For Israel has not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel."
Yeah, and that goes to show the great mercy of the Lord. Though our land was filled with sin, and we're talking about adultery, we're talking about murder, we're talking about, the scriptures say they sold themselves to do evil, you know, idolatry, and yet the Lord did not forsake us.
Look at the Chiracs, the hoods, right? The Harlem. That's product of Jake being overtaken with sin. See, Esau put society, created a society to where he thought he didn't have to worry about Jake waking up. You know, look, I got these niggas just turned out. They don't know who they are. They got the black culture. They're uplifting black pride, which word black means death. These niggas is done. But the Lord said here that Judah has not been forsaken, nor Israel, and that's what you got through the elect, the men that are standing up, rising up in these latter times. And that's what Esau is mostly now. That's what he's afraid of. That's why do you think throughout the different empires, especially since Esau started during the Greeks, what was his main thing to do? To take down Jake through what? Destroying the temple. That was the centerpiece of our connection to the Lord. So he's gonna try to do the same thing during this time with the third temple.
Yeah, that's the same idea that Jeroboam had. Because what was his fear? His fear was at the end of the day, when Jake went back to Jerusalem, their hearts would turn back to the Lord, because there was a special presence over there.
It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off.
No, you good.
Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense."
There you go. And then it says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon." So I bought my plane ticket last night. So I'm already out of here. You know, but what it's talking about is spiritually, you know, because in what's that? Micah 2:10, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." Because as the latter part said, the Most High is going to bring great judgment upon this place. Okay, and you're going to be you're not going to be looked at as an Israelite if you're living as an Egyptian. You'll be likened onto an Egyptian. This will be like the second Exodus. Save Goshen is not going to be a literal place where you have all the Israelites dwelling. Goshen is a small sanctuary now. You know, those that believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, they're the ones that are going to be delivered. Ain't going to be no murmurings on the chariot. You know, oh, he brought us here to kill. We missed the BBLs and the wicked shit that was going on in Babylon.
The only fans up here?
Yeah, you ain't have enough, anyway.
Hey, but that's why they said fleeing out of this meaning from your mind, man. Because we're coming to the point in time where the people that are mentally attached to Babylon the Great, they're going to fall. The shit that Esau's about to put out into this earth, in the draconian measures, the tyranny, and ultimately that Karagma, that's that NWO system. If you're mentally connected to Babylon the Great and to see your life flourish here, then you're ultimately going to take that Karagma, man. So that's why you have to be as a pilgrim on the earth in this time. Not being entangled with the cares of this world. It says, "Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad."
Yeah, the golden cup goes back to the time of the Babylonians, right? You had the Chaldeans, which are looked at as the so-called priests, right? High-level people in society, just like today, you know. And what they'll do is they had this golden cup, which was it had this mixture in it. And what they'll do is, in order to get you to believe or have you as part of the swearing an oath into that secret esoteric knowledge, they'll have you drink that cup. And what the person who drank that cup will do is, basically you'll be sedated, you know? So at that point, they'll do all those rituals and everything without you really being in control of yourself. And once the sedation wears off, you find out what you did, and they tell you, oh, listen, this is the ritual that you've done, so you're all good now. You've been initiated into the knowledge. You know what I mean? And that's what they have today. You know, all these so-called rituals that they do, it goes back to that. So the Lord is using that as a similitude to say that just like how the Chaldeans did back then as a form of deception and poisoning to get people to join in with their debauchery, that's the same thing that Babylon does. You know, she comes with, what's that?
Hollywood.
The Hollywood, exactly. You know, the hollow wood, you know? So it goes back to all those things, the so-called pagan rituals, right? the worshiping of deities and so on and so forth, man. There's no new thing under the sun.
So it says the nations are mad.
Are mad.
When you go into that word mad, in another translation, it says deranged. When you go into that word deranged, it says thrown into confusion, disturbed from regular order of. Right? So thrown into disorder. And the scripture says that the earth is out of course, right? The earth is defiled and the inhabitants thereof. And so that's why you have Ishmaelite story. Right? I seen this one Pakistani, she was a Pakistani rapper.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like, what is this all coming from? This is all from the Babylonian Jews, man. Everything is just disorder.
Yeah, now you got that Jake over there in Pakistan demanding money and shit. She ain't leaving. They take that shit with them everywhere.
That's what she's going from.
She's not here?
Yeah. Revelation chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed. Hell for her. So she may be healed.
Yeah, and we're seeing that now, but as it says, it's suddenly destroyed. You know? And so she may be healed. But the thing is, as we're gonna go into, you can't heal this place. There is no coming back in this place. You know, what they do is they I remember years ago before the situation, right? Before the change, you had you kept saying that, right? Like this is the best that this place is gonna be. You know, and those that have eyes to see have seen that. They by giving people their freedoms back, people are so happy and overjoyed that they didn't see the change that's going on in the world. Things have like drastically gotten worse at a very, very rapid pace, especially the morale of the people. You know, they're like supercharged on that. So there is no coming back or healing of this place because first off, the setting up of this place was done by Howard John, and it has served its purpose. So can man heal a place that the Most High is condemned? No. Babylon has a terminal illness and it's on its last, well, it's not even on its legs no more. It's on its deathbed. What Trump, see, there's this phenomenon, right? And I don't remember the exact details of it, but there's a situation where sometimes a sick person, deadly sick, before they die, they have a sudden burst of like energy and life, which is like their last short lifeline. And it almost looks as though they're healed. And then suddenly out of nowhere, they're gone. They just drop it. They're dead. You know, burst. Yeah, burst.
That's Trump.
Exactly.
That's what he's promising these people. But if you're paying attention, you should understand that everything that he's saying he's gonna do is already pre-planned. I was going into the no trust thing I was telling you about. We're gonna do a lesson on that later. All right, Lord willing. All right, but that's stuff that they were planning back in 2022. And that's the same thing Doge and all this extra shit Elon Musk is pushing. It goes back to that. It goes back to the whole Agenda 2030 shit. So ain't nothing new that they're doing that's we're gonna save America. No, it's build back better in a different way. That's all it is, man. And you saw what happened when Biden was in here talking about build back better. What did he build back better? Right? Just like you said, everything that you see now is the best you're ever gonna get. Every single day it gets worse, whether you know it or not. You know?
It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
And that's what we're seeing now. We would have healed Babylon. You had Trump grabbing up that Ammonite dude, telling him to invest instead of 100 billion, 200 billion in the U.S. You know, and they're seeing, Trump is back. Maybe he might be the one to reverse things. Maybe we got a chance at healing this place again, but she's not going to be healed. Yo, shit. You know, all that is going to drop. You know, and at that point, sometimes, you know, just as it looks like you're finally getting it, it all drops. And that's when they're going to say, they're going to say, nah, ain't no fixing this place. Be out of here. You on your own. Yeah. dish the dollars, dish all of that. This place is cooked. And what do we know about Esau? He would rather go to war than to let that happen. And that's what he's planning. The whole the plan of World War III is through chaos, right? Through ashes, the phoenix is going to arise. A new world order. How do you get a new world? You got to destroy the old one.
And Esau needs a scapegoat.
Yeah.
He needs a scapegoat for why the economy, why things haven't gotten better, even though they put all of these processes in place. And who's that scapegoat going to be? The same ones that they used back during the time era, right? They want to say it's these guys. They're already doing it now with Jake, right? The Northern tribe, the whole mass deportation thing. But it's only going to get, because you deport all of these immigrants and all these things. A lot of these immigrants, they said 70% of the farming work is done by immigrants. So you deporting all that, what do you think is going to happen to the food supply here? And the food supply is going to literally affect people's day-to-day lives.
Oh, yeah.
The economy is actually going to be affected. Famines, right? A lot of these actual places that do like the what is it called, like the what was it called, like the farm, the bird farm, like Tyson,
Yeah.
You know Tyson,
Yeah,
like
chicken manufacturing.
the manufacturing plants. A lot of manufacturing plants got immigrants working up in there. The poultry farm, there was a video I seen some Jakes, it was a Southern tribe Jake. It was like, oh yeah, we getting called. They was working on a poultry farm. We get called by people saying they need more helpers, and he was like, we got just fired all of the people that you need help from. And he was like, I'm already working my job. I'm not gonna leave this job and go work for y'all too. So now there's a lack of actual human resources to work these jobs, which is why they got Elon Musk and all of these AI people talking about, okay, we want to have AI do these things.
Hey, Bill Bates was on one of these talk shows. It wasn't The View, it was something else.
It wasn't you.
The View, and then he went on
You
something
on
else.
that one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then they asked him, like, oh, so are humans going to be necessary?
Right.
He said, oh, no, just for little things, you know, like, we're not going to have robots playing baseball and shit.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah. This nigga.
But what did he say also, Elon Musk, he said, we're going to have UBI. We're going to have it because they're going to take away all of the jobs, 80% of the jobs. So when you have this type of society where the economy just is faltering, Esau's going to need a point of finger at somebody.
Yep.
And that goes back to what we were talking about in the car, how they're eventually, the things that they're setting up, Esau is eventually going to have to trump, and these elites, they're going to have to actually address this truth directly, man. It's why you can't just work around it no more. Because this ultimately is the last thing that's keeping you, that's the buffer zone between your new world order system and people that are standing up and speaking directly against it. Because what are the prophets doing? We're telling you that this system is coming, and that Charagma is going to be the thing that integrates all of the systems together. That Charagma is the thing that integrates everything together, that brings everything together, Internet of Bodies. Nobody else really, I mean, you got certain other truthers, but you know, they don't have the actual 100% truth. Prophets and those people, they're going to take them out too. But we're the ones that's actually telling our people not to do this. So yeah, Trump is going to have to address this, right? And the Lord said that was going to happen.
Yeah, I think we did a video of somebody, Senate or something. He's pushing for Trump is saying that there's too much religious freedom.
Yeah, the new head of the management and budget office.
Yep.
He was a co-author of Project 2025. He said there's too much religious freedom right now. We need to make America back a standard of a Christian nationalist country. And when you go there, he said the country of America was built on a Judeo-Christian world value system, and we need to go back to that. But if you want to go back to that, which I said in my video, then if America, the founding forefathers were on, you know, the Judeo-Christian world value system, what position was the Israelites during that time?
Right.
When you talked about the Constitution of all God created all men equal, you weren't talking about Israelites because you had them as 3/5 of the human being.
Right.
You had them enslaved. And I just seen an article the other day, which we already knew, that said that about 2.5 million Native Americans actually were on plantations as well. Judah and Israel literally was oppressed together. They don't really talk about how the northern tribes were actually enslaved as well underneath Esau's slavery system. But you see it right now. The product of why Jake is in the position that they're in right now, from the northern kingdom to the south, is because of that
Christianity system that you set up, plantation Christianity. It was set on the destruction of Israel, right? And then you gave us the Christianity Bible and said, oh yeah, you're supposed to be in this position. So if you're trying to get people back to that mindset, that's why Trump is saying, oh, all of those Mexicans taking the black job.
Right.
That whole equality BS, and that's why he's getting rid of DEI. He's blaming all of those issues on DEI. When they say that shit, they're blaming, he's setting up the narrative to blame it on Israel. It's already being set up.
Here's what my brother did.
Yep. You got three?
Yeah. I actually had something else though. So the direction kind of shifted. So, because like all the stuff that intertwined with all of the jobs and the DEI, UBI, the immigration and all that. And I'm gonna read Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4. But I'm reading the NLT. It says, "Remember him before the door to life's I said, remember him before the door to life's opportunity is closed and the sound of work fades." And it says, "Now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint." But it said, the door to life's opportunities is closed. Let's go. That UBI, they talk about all this, like the jobs. Elon Musk is talking about cutting 80% of the jobs. So if you have that, all this AI taking over shit, if those immigrants were the people that did all the farming, which means they have something in place to a solution for that. That's gonna be all that lab-grown meat and all that lab-grown GMO bullshit, man. It's not that Esau, it's already, like, this is already set up from the beginning. He come with that cool, these are the sore strokes. And it's gonna be, this is the time of Jacob trouble coming right here. This ain't going to end well, especially for Israel on this side. The Lord said, and I'm also going to bring that up, go back to what I'm talking about, Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, where it says, in verse 11, it says, "Have a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which will not profit," because y'all talk about other nations, and they're doing all that shit, the Babylon shit. They can't change their God, but see, their God's no God, so they don't have nothing to profit. But Israel has something to profit. They had the one true living God. And when you jump down to verse 13, it says, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water." That's what the Northern tribes are doing. They trusted in America. They thought this day wouldn't come where they would try to deport them. But Trump was talking about that heavy, and that's what they were talking about before he got in office. The immigration problem. And then that's when, ironically, Biden let all the motherfuckers in, the Venezuelan gangs and all that. They run up in people's houses, celebrities' houses. They said, what's the quarterback from the Bengals? They said immigrants run up in his crib. Yeah, Joe Barrett, yeah, him. So that's setting a narrative to, they're the problem, these niggas the problem, and these niggas the problem. Israel. Hence Jacob's trouble.
It's a problem that they created.
Right.
So now they got to come with a solution. Same shit.
And the solution is Israel. The elect.
Acts chapter 18, verse 1. "And after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came into Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them."
So look at that. So this ain't nothing new. They deported your ass out of Rome back then. It's interesting, it's ironic, because back then it was mostly the Southern Kingdom, and now it's the Northern Kingdom, being taken up out of there, and it was Rome, which the Americans, Roman reincarnation anyway. So it's nothing new under the sun, but it all goes back to, of all the different nations, because Rome was also like America. It had a conglomerate of different nations in there. So of all the different nations, why they kicked out the Jews?
Why do that?
At the end of the day, the main characters always come down to Jake, whether it's in a good light or in a bad light, And now, when it comes down to Jacob's trouble, it's going to be Esau's trouble too. It's going to be everybody's trouble, but the main targets are going to be Jake, pursuant to Amos 3:1. "Only you have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquity." And so a lot of Israelites are going to be getting targeted. That's going to start that way. And people think that, when they come, they're going to come for y'all. Y'all the ones standing out there saying X, Y, and Z. We got protection. You don't. And Trump ain't worried about, I'm just going to come for these guys right here. He's coming for all of y'all. 2nd and 16.
And he did it during the deportation. They gathered up niggas that had actual sex and shit. So what do you think you're gonna do with you, Jake, man? What do you think they're gonna do with you, man? Hey, just like for on the left hand, one Edomite can the Lord can actually have that spirit of the serpent come back through. Esau see the same thing for Jake. And one Jake can bring back the all of the elect. So we gotta get rid of all you know. We gotta have all y'all. If we're not getting rid of y'all, then we gotta have all y'all seeds.
Cooked up, you know. So all that, look, man. The thing is, the Lord got manyfold, painful judgments coming for this world, man. You know, and all these women talking all that hot talk. Guess what? You end up in the back of a deportation van somewhere. You don't know where you're gonna end up. You know, that shit might take a detour. Next thing you know, you're going back there, a different, perspective all changed up. You know. So with this, you're at the mercy of the Lord, really. And He ain't trying to show you mercy. He's trying to help you understand why it is that you should have been taking heed to the words and the warnings that we gave you. Because you know what at the end of the day what's going to happen is the things you're going to suffer are the very things we warned you about. It's nothing new. It's like when the professor tells you what's going to be on the test and you don't study and the same thing comes on the test and you fail. You know what's coming for you. And yet you still, and that's why the Lord is not going to show mercy, because you knew what was coming and yet you continue to do the things that would trigger that. So now you have to reap the fruits of what you sow, as it says in Proverbs, the 1st chapter. Oh, you got that.
Real quick, since you mentioned that, in the same book of Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, the 27th verse, it says, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone thou hast brought me forth. For they, talking about Israel, for they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble they will say, arise and save us. And in verse 28 it says, but where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. Now he said Judah, but also you could attain that to the whole nation at that time. Like you just said, you could be in the back of a truck, and you don't know where you're going to go. That's trouble. Not knowing your destination or not knowing that someone's going to come and snatch you up, that's a time of trouble. And that time of trouble is increasing more and more, like the brother said earlier. Every day it gets worse. Every day, literally every day. And the Lord said the days are shortened. So we have shortened bad days every day if you're not part of the protection, under the protection, man. That's what the Lord said. Yo, tell your God to arise. Tell Hazel Priest will come and save you. Santa Maria, all that shit.
Because when you actually Jake's now, like, who's your God? None of them are going to say Yahweh. They're all going to actually profess they have a God, but they're all going to profess a God that is no God. They're literally going, because most Jakes believe that there's a higher power. But they're never going to confess the one and only true living God. So the Lord said, okay, well, I'm going to bring judgment upon the earth to these same individuals. And then when that time comes to trouble, pray to your God. See if your God can actually save you. See if you'll be actually, if you believe He's a God, He should be able to save you from these things. And that's why the Lord said, then shall my chosen be known. Because there are individuals, there's a sanctuary that's on this earth, the remnant, that are going to call upon me in that name, right, that's been professed throughout the four corners of the earth, that the Lord is actually going to give deliverance for, make divine intervention for. And what are we going to praise His name even more. That is how His name is going to become magnified more and more on the earth. Situations on the earth are going to happen to where you're going to need a God. You're going to need a God to save you. Amalek, they're talking about their God is the one, and we mentioned this before, when you look at these wars, all of these different nations are actually proclaiming that their God is going to help them win these wars. The Ayatollah talking about, by Allah, we shall destroy them. Amalek talking about Hashem is going to give us victory. Esau talking about my gun, Babylon saying my gun is going to do this. Right? All these different nations, the Hindus, whenever they get these weapons and they do all these things, guess what? They pray to their God, they bless their enterprise. They're blessed. Okay, let's be successful as we go into this war. I'm going to this action. They do all these things, right? So it's always been about these gods or these nations in uplifting their gods. But the Lord is about to see that the ones that were insignificant, the ones that had no actual power on the earth,
physically, we have this treasure in earthen vessels because we have the one and only true living God on our side.
Them nations, if I may, them nations never say that God started the war though. We said our God must have gone to the battle. They never said that God started their wars. Where's the credit go for that? Who started it? Who's having you do it? Who's having in these leaders' minds to say, yo, do this, do that? Why is Trump totally different than Biden? It's the same country, though it's the same morals, but no, it's a country divided. That's the whole thing. What Trump would bring back that white nationalist spirit.
It's going to escalate more and more, you know, to the point of people realize, like you said, they're going now they're going to be sounding like the heathens in the Psalm of David, crying on to all the gods, even on to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, but he ain't going to answer you. You know, like, the sad realization is that you think, okay, I finally got the name, and yet you call him and he's not answering you. You finally find somebody's phone number, you call it, and it's like calling 911, you expect that they're always going to pick up, and then they don't, you know? And now you caught up here, and at the time you need it most.
Imagine they see you calling upon him, he actually answers you.
Right.
They're like, why he not answering me? And that's why I said that they're going to take hold of one that's been a Jew and said, let us go with you.
But we know the most High's with you.
You know the Most High is with you.
How they going to know that?
See?
You know? And they're going to say that because they know he's with us and not with them. You know, and that's going to be one of the main reasons why the men of the Lord are going to be more precious than fine gold. Because you're going to be like the prophets in ancient times. You know, you're going to be the go-to. Like when you read about Elisha, he was the go-to even amongst the heathen. You know, you had heathens, the Syrians, right, saying, yo, send go over there to him. I heard there's a prophet over there in Israel, and he can heal you. You know, so we're gonna be that source, right? The Lord said that we're gonna be fed. What's that? Isaiah 65, right? That we're gonna be protected. And then on top of that, he said we're gonna sing for joy of heart. We're gonna sing, you know. So man, you know, you get so happy, you know you can't sing, but you try anyway, right? Because you're so happy. Guess what? We're gonna be happy because our lives are gonna be spared, Lord willing. But at the same time, it's going to be a beautiful thing to see the downfall of this place and know that you got a hedge of protection and know what's coming after is going to be to your benefit. At this point, it's just going to be a waiting game.
Psalms 20, verse 5. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God, we will set up our banners. The Lord Yahweh fulfill all of thy petitions.
There you go. We will rejoice in thy salvation. And we do that now, but as these prophecies start to pop up, it's going to feel more real. Right? You know, when you start to see the actual Jacob's trouble, you're going to be excited more so than being afraid. You know, because you're like, yo, this is the doorstep to our salvation. You know, we just got to, look, man, if literally the door of the kingdom is across the street, but in the street you got lions and serpents and scorpions, your mind is going to capture this is going to go last street. And I'm really that's the kingdom that we've been waiting for, going back to Hebrews 11, even all the way back in the beginning. They were waiting for this. And now, all we got to do, the factor of time is out the way. We just got to cross that, that path.
And what's going to give us the strength to cross that path? The name of our God.
There you go.
See? And that's something that a lot of these Israelites ain't questioning. That's how the Lord is making the separation of who these truly Israelites. Because it says that the elect shall praise his holy name. So it's by professing that name. Second chapter. Then I started to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, man. Because that's what's going to give us the confidence to cross that straight gate. It's the name of the Lord. It said that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The name of the Lord is dreadful to the heathens. Man, actually pull it up.
Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe.
There you go. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. What else do we need? Right. What does David say? The Lord is on my side. Whom shall I be afraid of? Who shall I fear? And that's what Esau, that's why we're going back to saying it, that Trump is going to have to literally address this, man. Because we out here literally are confessing the one name, the one power that
we got 12 kings, but I'm dropping off for 3 kings.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Indeed, my brothers.
Yeah.
Good to see you. I'm coming to join y'all soon. Real soon.
You know? Word. Real soon.
First I thought he was like,
All right, bro. Shalom. Go ahead. Light spray got 144. Look.
oh, okay.
I would have been there. I'm coming to join y'all soon. Hey, he had the white beard. You couldn't say he had the white beard.
Second, I noticed that was the first thing.
Yep.
He pulled up.
He was dressed spiffy.
Baby boy.
And I was like, yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, he coming here.
Hey, man. Hey, but that's what's going to happen in these times.
You just talking about the name of the Lord.
The name of the Lord, man. And the Lord going to actually have angels manifest. Daniel the 12th chapter, Daniel, Michael, that great prince, will stand up for you, man. This is what we're talking about. That's why we're going to have that confidence. That's why we're going to rejoice. Because when the Lord now starts manifesting angels for us in that time, what do you think? How do you think we're going to be feeling, man? Hey, you devils are through, man. Y'all done.
I need to think about this later on, man. We're going to talk about it.
They talking about the tribe. They talking about the 12 tribes.
Yeah, you know, it's heavy. When he pulled up, we were talking about the name of the Lord, like you said, and he being a strong tower. And I was thinking about how, in the times that we're coming in, most of the time, people call upon God or Jesus Christ if they feel like some type of spiritual attack is happening. Normally, you're going to call upon the opposite of what's attacking you. So if the devil is coming after you, who else are you going to call on? But see, now, the devil is here, and he's coming after you, but the right devil is there for you, but you're calling upon the wrong God to save you. How's that going to work? You see what I'm saying? So we're going to be calling upon the right God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And through that, we're going to have that protection, we're going to have the food, we're going to have the succor, right? We're going to have the ability to see before things happen, right? Ultimately, that protection, man. You know, because it's a time of what? Trouble. The time of evil. And when we go back into the past of the power that we serve, the things he's done for us, we see time and time again how he came through for us, even when our nation was wicked as hell. But a few of us cried to the Lord, and he said, you know what? I had respect unto their cry, so I'm going to send one of my angels down there to take you guys up out of there, man. One of his messengers, man. It's the same thing coming back again this time, but this time it's going to be on a whole nother level. Right. Okay, the time of Egypt is not going to compare to the times that we're about to enter into death. You see, that's why it's recorded the way it is. When you read 2nd Ezra, it's about those that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, because that name is going to be demonized in this damn place, man. They've already started the campaign, you see? And going back to that point that you made about that guy who's talking about bringing back the customs of the Judeo-Christian shit, that Judeo-Christian bullshit that you guys are talking about is the strongholds that we out here using the truth to break down. You see? So now that's a conflict right there. So we know they signed up for that war, man.
Hey,
they're about to come against us.
That was one of the wiles of the devil.
Yes, sir.
Because what is Jake known to be into? The Christian church.
Yep.
But now, especially since 2000, but for the last decade, there's been a very hard decline of the Christian people in the Christian church, mainly the so-called black Christian church, right? And that was like your brother was saying, that was a stronghold that was amongst our people. And now what you see happening right now, there's now a spirit of uprising against the truth amongst the Christians, so-called Christianity, man. And now you got Esau talking about we trying to bring that vibration. So you got these Jakes that bought into plantation Christianity, trying to come up and come up against the truth. You got Esau, the government, talking about that they want to reestablish the Judeo-Christian Christian nationalism in America. Who are they going to have to face first, man? Who are they going to address first? Why do you think the Lord said that you're going to be brought before governors and kings and magistrates for my name's sake as a testimony against them, man?
It always happens. And so it will be more so present now this time, meaning this is the last go around. This time, as it says, the Lord said, his prophets shall not push into a corner anymore. You know, so they're not going to be able to do any harm to us. They tried it back then, but back then was a different time. You know, now is the time where the Lord says, I'm going to make my power manifest. You know, so we excited, man. We excited, man. Like, because the excitement is that we're gonna see what the Lord does, like in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Right? They said basically they're gonna come and you say you're the son of the Most High, right? Let's come and test them. And in that same book it says, for when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, then
Thou showest thy strength. And them that know it maketh their boldness manifest.
There you go. So that's what the Lord is going to do. The Lord always shows signs. He always shows signs. Even when you had Miriam and Aaron and Miriam coming against Moses, even within that family drama, the Lord intervened over there to let it be known. Look, you're not. This is somebody else set apart. So what we're doing is very important to the Lord. Keep that in mind. This is like one of the most important things to the Lord, what we're doing.
And we're living in a time where men don't believe that the Lord is full of strength. And this is the most heightened time, man. Heightened period. They believe that Esau's of a full strength.
Right.
But Esau's boasting in things that people look at as literally being godlike abilities, man. Miracles. To the point where Jake don't even fear the Lord no more. Think about that. Jake don't even fear. They don't even believe that he is. They don't even believe that God, that there is a God of power in heaven. Their power. That delivered them out of Egypt. That was with them during the time of Jericho. That was with them during all of these great deliverances that the Lord did for us that he had recorded. He had these things recorded for a reason, man, because as it says in Micah, that brother can pull it up, 3 verse 16, that what? The Lord heard it, man, and made a book of remembrance for them that what? Thought upon his name and feared his name, man. We're out here because we fear the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom.
It's the book of Malachi 3:16. Then they that feared Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, spake often one to another.
That's right. And the key word is speak often one to another. Go ahead.
And Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai hearkened and heard it.
You're right. So the Lord listened and heard it. Go ahead.
And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared.
For them that feared. Right? So guess what? There's a book of remembrance before the Lord that's in there. And then Yahweh Shai mentioned, right? Rejoice not that you have power over the devils, but that your names are known in heaven. Written in heaven. Written where? Go ahead.
For them that feared Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and that thought upon his name.
And that thought upon his name. Now, what is the book of remembrance for? One thing I think about is during the time of the Persians, this guy, Xerxes, had the history read, and that's how he found out about the things that Mordecai did and rewarded him. So it was put back in his remembrance. And so
Where he went and searched the scrolls.
Darius. Darius searched the scrolls about the things Cyrus had. Yeah. So that remembrance, like when you read the scriptures, remember, it talks about how the Lord remembered his promise. The Lord remembered this and he remembered that.
Which is Rafiki? Not Rafiki.
Rafiki?
Yeah. You told him what? Remember who you are. You're my son. That's what the Lord is saying to us, man.
Yeah.
Remember who we are. Because what did Psalms 83, what was Esau's whole agenda? To take the name of Israel out of remembrance. This is what this whole thing is about. This is what black culture is about. Remember, it's measuring time diligently. From the 70s, what happened after the 70s? The whole fucking peace and love shit. Right? Jake was going over into Vietnam. Then they brought out the drugs, the war on drugs, and then you brought out the hip hop culture, more drugs. You brought out the whoredom culture. All that. You started giving Jake certain benefits, letting them be able to get houses, get money. All these things were floods that this devil was trying to put out to try to get Jake to stop from not remembering. But from through all that, what survived, man? The truth.
Right.
Starting from the late 60s, early 70s, the truth survived all those things. All the way up until now. Remember, the truth was over in New York, man. During that time, that's where why do you think everything came out of New York? The rap culture, when Harlem Renaissance, all these different things came out of New York. Just where the prophets were at, where the Lord put the prophets at.
This is the book of 2 Peter.
Oh, there was more, man.
Oh yeah, I was going.
Oh, you are.
2 Peter chapter 3, starting from verse 1. It says, "This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, that ye may be mindful," right in your mind, "of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach." So going back to that point of remembrance, right? Everything is being recorded, so we can access it now, pertaining to what? Romans 15 and 4, that everything written aforetime was written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, right? You know? So these things were written for us in this time right now. And guess what? It never failed because now we got it. So everything that was written for it to happen is happening now.
And then some. And what did the Lord say? How that was going to come to remembrance? The Holy Spirit.
That's it.
I was bring all things to your remembrance. And how did the Lord was able to do that? Because he was worthy enough to take the book out of the hand that stood upon the throne. He unloosened the seals so that we can actually break out of this matrix, man. That's what the Lord literally died, lived on the earth, died, was resurrected, just so he can go back to the Father and give us that Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth. In a society where the devil, the father of lies, was going to set up a whole platform, a whole system for us to just be drowned in these lies, man. So that we can never get back to the Father. But the Holy Spirit is a small remnant that the Lord gave that gift into. In these latter days, that is what brings us back to this remembrance. So now we're back in the spirit of the seven brothers in Maccabees. That we'd rather die than to go down in worship law, man. To fall to your religion, man. Remember during the time of Antiochus, all heathens become one. And many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. But you had what? You had that house of David during that time, the Maccabees. This time the Lord said he's going to raise up the house of David again.
Hey, that's what Zion needs. Monument. A monument is something for remembrance. The small heads didn't have to remember who they were. They were saying that they were always the people. But we actually fell away and completely lost who we were. So then that will require us to what? Remember. Be called into remembrance, like the scripture said. Y'all read on. Malachi 3:17. "And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him."
Right. When I make up my jewels, and I'll spare them as a man spares his own son that serveth him. You know? Because guess what? We're serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, we're sacrificing to serve the Lord, to do the work of the Lord, to push his word out here. So as he said, he's going to spare us, right? Meaning that when the time comes, the Lord is the one who's going to be issuing the orders of death out here. You know, but he's going to have mercy upon his elect, his remnant. And it's not just going to be, oh, no, there's such a Lord, there's going to be a special case. Bring them over here. They're going to be taken care of. Second Ezra, the second chapter. So, look, man, let me make it clear for you. Not only is the Lord going to preserve his elect, he's going to feed them, take care of them, make sure they're good and comfortable, and then they're going to get a reward after that. Woo! All the whole time, you guys are suffering, you're starving, you're crying, you know, and it ain't going to be up to us. You know, that's why we're doing all this work because at that time, we don't gotta do anything. It's like going into retirement.
The word of my patience. This takes patience, man. Hell yeah. This right here, this is a patient thing. Because what do we look like to y'all, man? We look like fools. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all just out here every day, just every week, just talking to yourselves, talking about this going to be some catastrophic disaster. Y'all been saying this. 2 Peter 3rd chapter. Since the fathers passed, y'all been saying this, man. Y'all look stupid. But what the Lord said, the foolishness of preaching. All we're doing is what? The word of his patience. The word of his patience.
He said he's going to cause the proverb to cease.
There you go.
So,
And I was going to say, to add on to the Proverbs 6, if you really think about the events that are taking place right now on the earth, that is taking fruition more and more every day. Because if you think about it, when we're talking about, like, and let's talk about since Trump got in office. When Trump got in office, he did a bunch of shit. When Bibi came to meet up with him, they were talking about Iran. He said, yo, Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, right? The next day, Iran said not only we want to have nuclear, we want to speed up the process and take shortcuts to make nuclear bombs. That's just Iran. You got North Korea just started fighting again against the Ukrainians. You got Ukraine there that wiped out by Russia. You got China talking about, yo, we just about ready to go to Taiwan, Philippines, Japan. Everybody got nuclear subs, aircraft carriers. The Lord is having Joel the 3rd chapter take place as we speak. No one can, niggas can't just say, oh, y'all talking about some catastrophe. It's already catastrophic shit happening. You just had 3 plane crashes in like the course of 2 weeks. You had, what else happened? There's another plane crash in Brazil. And one of the plane crashes was, I believe, was a Gonzaga basketball team, or a Gonzaga college team.
You got a bunch of different festivals.
Was that one Naumburg or something like that? Wahlberg, Ebola, the bird, Angry Bird. There's Angry Bird. There's a lot of things, a lot of stuff. The Lord said, man, when you start seeing these things, man.
And you want to talk about, to add on to that, say acknowledging something, there's supposedly a couple of Philadelphia Eagles players are sick right now. A couple days before the Super Bowl. So that's something you have to acknowledge. And you think, all right, so people are like, oh, niggas get sick, but niggas got sick at this time, and they said they're ill. And they said like 3 or 4 of the defensive players. That'll take a toll on the process of the game. The games that you go for distraction. There's a bunch of stuff happening, man. There's a bunch of things happening, and there's a bunch of stuff happening to where now you can't just look past it. You got actual countries actually threatening America, saying to attack America with nuclear bombs. That's not something that was heard of years ago. Yeah. America was the guys on top. Now everybody talking about attacking America, doing this, doing that. America's the problem. America's the reason why there's no world peace. What's up with that? And this is real time. And who knows what's happening as we speak? You don't know what's going on right there throughout the whole 4 corners of the earth. Trump is on a rampage.
You gonna fix all that?
Yeah, he said he bringing world peace, but they said the world's gotten worse.
Yeah. Hey, he tried calling North Korea and tell them to get rid of their nukes, and they told him our nukes are not a bargaining chip. We didn't make it so we can negotiate money. We said we use it so we can. So don't even call us to try to negotiate none of that shit. And they try to tell, okay, if you're not gonna get rid of it, at least don't help Iran develop. So they said, well, we're not gonna do that. You've been pulling sanctions on us. If you wanted our prosperity, you would have lifted sanctions and allow us to, participate. So he said, but Iran is giving us a chance, Russia's giving us a chance. So, won't talk to us like you got to do something for us now. So, like the brother's saying, it's undeniable. You can't say that a whole coalition in the Eastern world is being made against America. You can't deny that now,
Yeah. Iran said the same thing about no negotiations.
Yeah.
I got precepts going back to what you're saying about deliverance. Joel chapter 5, verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
And there shall no evil touch you. There's a lot of precepts that are synonymous to that. And that's why that gives us comfort to come out here and boldly and do what we gotta do. The more understanding you have of the Lord, the more you believe these words. Because you know that if the Lord says that, that's exactly what he's gonna do. Remember that the Lord is a man of his word, right? And every time he has said he's gonna do something, he does it. So if he says he's going to deliver us, he's going to deliver us in 6 troubles, and in the 7th, no evil shall touch you. We ain't got nothing to worry about. We don't got to worry about how he's going to do it, when he's going to do it. We just know that we're going to be good. Just keep doing what you're doing.
It's kind of like being in the shoes of Noah. As we open up with that, right? It's going to be the days of Noah is how it's going to be before the Son of Man returns. Remember, Noah built an ark based on faith. You know what I'm saying? He was being ridiculed. And the old world, remember, the old world went on for thousands of years. Though it ends in Genesis, the 6th chapter, people normally think of it as, oh, that's a short time. No, that was thousands of years of wickedness being done. Enough to provoke the Lord to wipe out the whole entire earth and restart everything again with Noah.
Well, remember what the Lord said? He said that the imagination of man is to do evil continually. That would take a long process of time for it to get to a point where everything you just think of is just evilness. And we're going to go back to it. The Lord said, as in the days of Noah. When you see Jake now, Jake don't got no pious mentality, man. They're not thinking upon, remember, you just said, you asked Jake, who's their God? Nobody gonna say that in your house. The same thing was happening during the time of Noah. That's why the Lord said he found favor in grace in Noah. But Noah still strong and true to that same lineage going back to Adam. Because remember, it says during the time of Enoch, then men started to call upon the name of the Lord. So you had prophets that were out there prophesying, right, speaking in the name of Yahweh, right, during that time. Noah kept that same heritage, he kept that same portion. So that when the Lord brought the judgment, he delivered Noah. And the majority of Jake right now, they're going to be the sons of God that's going to be caught up in that flood. This time it's going to be a flood of fire, right?
And when you look at the trend, you know, it was all based on what? Faith. Because they hadn't seen the judgment that was to come. They heard of it, and that alone is what compelled them to do what they had to do. The same thing as us. You know, every member of the elect were compelled to follow the ways of the words of the Lord through what? Through faith and fear. The rest of the world, they lack both. That's a problem. How you ain't got no faith and you ain't got no fear? Like, how you even gonna survive with some shit like that, man? You know? But we've seen the end to come. We read about the end, and we don't just read it, we envision these things, man. When we read about Jacob's trouble, we envision how it's going to be. When we see the judgment of America, we envision how it's going to be. And none of us over here look at the judgment of America and be like, I'm in the fire and the missiles are coming down. We always envision us being at the top, looking at this place get burned up, man. Looking at the lines of the states, like, yo, oh, that's New York right there. Yo, that's Jersey right there. Yo, remember them wicked ass niggas that used to come up and talk shit? Oh, that's him. Look at him running. Oh, bro, get that nigga. You know, the most I gonna make a quick work with these people, man. And that's what the faith comes in, man. Hey, and before it happened, we spoke about it. We believed it. And we waited for it to happen, man. And we kept our faith in the Lord. And what did he do? He rewarded us for that. Just like he did with all the men of old, man. Noah had faith even though he hadn't seen no flood. Imagine building an ark, right? In the midst of people who, number one, they don't believe. Number two, they're wicked as all hell. So what you telling them, yo, the Lord said what y'all do is wicked. Y'all gonna be destroyed by what? By flood? They're gonna try to talk you out of it. They're gonna clown you. So not only do you have to battle your inner, you know, demons or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to keep you going, to keep building that ark, because demons gonna hop on you like, oh, you really believe the Lord's gonna flood this place? Oh, there's never been a flood. No, what are you doing, you old man? Go sit down someplace and chill. Keep drinking some wine and relax. He said, nah, man, I believe the words the Lord spoke that there's gonna be a flood in this place, so I'm gonna keep building this ark. And keep telling these people, repent. And what do? They keep coming, oh, this thing is still building? Yo, it's been like 50 years, you still building? Man, it's this man over here, man. And what happened eventually when the Lord shut the door of the ark? What happened? They start back. Noah, open the door. Noah, oh, you were right, Noah. But it's too late. It's too late, man. Lord shut it. The Lord shut it. I was just about to say that. You know? You said it.
Psalms 34:17. The righteous cry, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai heareth and delivereth them out of all their troubles.
That goes back to the time of Egypt. You know, the children of Israel were crying because of the burdens and that they had in the time of bondage under the Egyptians, man. And what did the Lord say? He went to Moses. Moses had already ran to Midian, and he's tending to sheep, and then boom, what the hell is this? The trees on fire? Hold on. You know? And then he heard the voice of the Lord, and then he's like, oh shit. Oh damn, Lord, you calling me for a mission? Like, this is a big mission, Lord. You want me to go back? Man, Lord. He tried every excuse in the book. The Lord said, nah, nigga, you go. All right, you go. And your brother's gonna meet you over there. You gonna do my work. No excuses, man. That's the same spirit we in. No excuses. And what happened? The Lord used Moses, and step by step, he showed him. He gave him the whole blueprint. He said, when you get there, I'm gonna harden Pharaoh's heart. He's gonna say yes, and he's gonna say no. I'm gonna put the spirit on him to do all that. And guess what? At the end of it all, I'm gonna break him down and his whole empire, man. That's what the Lord's gonna do to this place, man. You think we here for nothing, man? You clown ass niggas be watching us. You think we're here for nothing?
Here for something, all right.
Real quick, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 48, verses, start at verse 9.
Hey, Slash, I was gonna say, it's exciting, you know, especially now, because it's like you starting to actually see, you know, imagine you plant, right? And you plant a small seed, you know, it doesn't look like much, and you keep on watering, and you watch it go from that little plant all the way to a tree, and you finally start to see the fruit coming off of it. You know, you taste one fruit, you're like, this shit mad, you know, and you realize how much of a gold mine you've really struck. You know, or like how Shai said, you know, you digging on your farm one day and you see this like gold dust or this gold piece right there. Come to find out, you're doing it all the time for a gold mine. That's what it feels like being in this truth, especially now, because like you said, this truth is holding out against everything. Years ago, when the world looked halfway decent, people thought this truth would be even crazier than it is now. But now they're seeing that everything else is failing and we're good.
what we invested in is actually starting to appreciate, while everything that they have is depreciating. And eventually, it's going to get to the point where our value is going to be so high that they're going to be looking at us like, yo, I wish I would have invested in what you do. You know? That takes patience. Yep. And sometimes that long wait is very discouraging, man. You know, you keep coming back, you keep watering the same plants, you know, you cultivate it, but you ain't see nothing. It takes a while, but guess what? It's going to take a while, but you got to just bear with it. That's where the patience comes in. That's why we always commune with each other, because we keep each other going. If you isolate yourself in this truth, you're going to wither out. You need another brother's fire to keep you going, and then you keep them going, and they keep you going. It's a nice cycle through the spirit, you know. So that's why we cherish this brotherhood, because it's like an army. We're lockstep, literally like chains, you know. And each step, every step you go, you grab the next brother. Hey, the Book of Proverbs tells you that 2 is better than 1. But in this case, we have multiple 2s.
You know what the Lord said? You should know my disciples by the love that they have for me, man. That's what the Lord said. And when you look at this truth, there's nothing in this world, there's nothing that has a stronger brotherhood than this, man. Nothing in the world has a stronger brotherhood than this, man. From brothers that didn't grow up together, got different personalities, look at things differently, talk differently, like different things, but yet when it comes to this, man, we'll die for each other, man. That's Yahweh Shai, man. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shai that's within this brother that you can't find nowhere else. To the point where you can trust brothers. You know, in the world, you got let's say you got your girl, right? And let's say your girl, and I'm gonna say your girl. Let's say a nigga got somebody else, like you said, a person got their girl that's there, just like with Joseph, right? And their girl trying to come on to them. Let's say they bad with them. That brother will literally leave. Go and tell that brother, or your girl try to do it. Niggas in the world like y'all, they use TikTok and all that to show that type of shit, man. Or if a brother drops money, a nigga in the world, like, he don't know he dropped it, I'm just gonna pick that up. But yo, you dropped this, brother. That's the spirit of this world, man. If a brother needs something, there's no questions on, yo, you better get this back to me. Like, oh yeah, you got it. Whatever you need, bro, let me know. That's the love that the Lord said that his disciples will have in a time in the world where nobody shows that type of love. And it's going to get even worse. Imagine, all right, so now you can say that, okay, maybe somebody in the world, if he got a real best friend, he might give his money back, he might tell his girl. But what happens when all hell breaks loose? What happens when now there's families involved? What happens when it's like, oh, yo, it's a killer, eat or be eaten society? People are going to turn, that's why they said, the Lord said, I'm going to set Egyptian against Egyptian. Friends are going to fight each other like enemies. That's not going to be amongst the brotherhood, though.
That goes, if I may, that goes into basically the Lord himself. That's the point of the Lord. The Lord has that mentality in brothers' minds. Because they don't have the Lord in their minds, so they have that mentality of the world, under Esau's world, to be dog eat dog, cutthroat, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why they into all they ravaged in sin. But I want to bring out the book of Isaiah, the 48th chapter, because brothers are talking about how, like, when as we're preaching the Lord and how people look at us as a spectacle and all that, and the Lord seems like he's not doing nothing, but as time we in right now, the Lord is making more actions. So this Isaiah 48 and 10, or 49, excuse me, says, for my name's sake will I defer my anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off. It says, behold, I refine thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of truth, where we're living right now. But the Lord is slowly turning that off, because now all these promises come to pass to our deliverance. That's the other side of the coin. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about deliverance. Being delivered up out of here. So in the time of all this affliction and all of the hell and all this bullshit, it's kind of coming to an end. And it says, verse 11, it says, for my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? Because what we prophesying in, the Lord's name. If brother talked about, yo, the enemy's coming in like a flood, and the Lord gonna lift up a standard against him, that's the Lord said his name shall not be polluted. We're prophesying in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord's actual name. He said it can't be polluted. He said it will not be polluted. Because even in the same book, he said his name is blasphemed every day. You got people that, you said, when their brother said, if you ask Jake what their God's name is, they're going to say not Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. They're going to say a bunch of other shit. That's why everybody in the world is getting fucked up, except for who? The prophets. Now, granted, we have a life we live that's not as glamorous, but it's a life as far as being taken care of in our day-to-day. These people want their day-to-day. They're looking for generations from now. Talk about generational wealth. Oh, in the next 5 years, I want to do this, I want to do that. Not knowing that all this whole system about to change.
Hey, that's why they're so scared about what Trump doing. Because they're thinking about, oh, what is my future going to look like? What is my kids' future going to look like? Here we have no continuing city, man.
No continuing city. Okay, verse 12, here's the point. It says, hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my cause. I am he, I am the first, I also am the last. Now, what about the Jakes that don't believe now? What's the judgment coming to them? The judgment coming to them is the judgment of an unbeliever. You think these Jakes out here are worried about fearing the Lord right now? They should. That's the best thing to do. But only the ones that the Lord chose is going to be doing it. That's what goes towards the remnant of Jacob, the elect. We're trying to be part of the elect. We know we have the seed of Israel. That don't cut it though. You have to be from the seed of the elect, the first fruits, the first spirits after Yahushua. That's his chosen. That's why the Lord said, many shall be called, but few are chosen. There's select few chosen Israelite men that's going to be delivered up out of here, men, women, and children. But starting with the 144,000. That's the point. That's what they don't tell you in the churches. They don't tell you that it's a select few that's going to be delivered. They make you think that anybody can be saved. So continue your wickedness, continue your bullshit, and you might be saved. No. And now everybody's starting to see that. Now you're seeing the judgments. It's judgments, harsh judgments out here. You got people killing their families. You got animal attacks. You got all these plane crashes. That plane crash, you see all the plane crashes is by the Washington, D.C. area. All of them is in that area, D.C., Virginia. All of those plane crashes, all the military helicopter that crashed into a plane, that's getting swept under the rug, and it's only going to get worse.
That's Esau's way of bringing in the new transportation regulations. It's all problem reaction solution. There ain't no planes you gotta have, like, to be a pilot, you gotta go through intense amounts of training, hours actually. So ain't no way out of nowhere, just suddenly, a couple of years ago, you had the train derailments, and it was a pattern. Remember, one time is an accident, right? Second time is a coincidence. A third time is a pattern. So you see this shit, plane crashes out of nowhere more than 3 times, that's a pattern, man. Who's doing it? Who's behind this? And what kind of investigations are being done after these things happen? We don't hear about it. You know what I'm saying? It happens, people talk about it, and a few days later, it goes away.
Hey, with Trump blamed Jake, DEI.
Yeah.
So that's what it really was for. To have more of a reason to blame Jake. Because as we said before, as society starts to crumble more and more, there's going to be a need for a scapegoat. There's going to be a need for somebody to point the blame at. And it's going to be you Israelites, man.
And that's going to cause a reaction where Jake is going to react to that. And that's what they're waiting for. What do you think they got all these regulations and executive orders waiting for you for, man? Rex 84, what's the other one? Project Megiddo. All these different things that they have is for Jake. When Jake starts to rise up, we're going to kill that shit.
All those detention camps that they built on the CV and never used. They never used it. They was building them, you know.
Yup. They got them ready. Yup. And Trump is the guy to do it. You know, because that's the thing. He don't care about backlash. In fact, he works with it. You know, when you give him backlash, his attitude is, oh, you come in with a fist, I'm gonna come with a knife. You come with a knife, we'll come with an RPG. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around, I'll shoot you with a freaking satellite missile. You know, that's how Trump moves. And that's his persona. So people already expect that. You know? And that's why I'm looking at these anti-deportation riots and so on. There was one where it said somebody got stabbed up. You know, there was one where they jumped this guy, started beating him up. You know, not like on some fake tap you type joint, but actually, you know, whooping his ass and shit. And then earlier today, they said Trump was angry that the deportation numbers weren't high enough. You know,
got Sakari over there.
Yeah.
He just had Gorilla Hebrew put out a video saying that he pulled up to New Orleans. He's like, yeah, Trump called me and said, yo, I need you to pull up, man. I need you to tell the people, you know, that you spitting that real shit. So we pulled up to New Orleans because, you know, Trump is going to the Super Bowl too. We gonna be there in New Orleans where that whole thing happened before with the
whole driver truck.
Yeah, the driver truck dude. Yep. And that's where, you know, a lot of the witchcraft is down there, Levite. Yep. Levites, all that. The Katrina happened over there. So he said he's gonna pull up, so they're gonna be doing, you know, camp out there. And something, hey, you don't know, man. Because the Lord you got certain members and I was watching the Dallas camp, they said that you can have actual people that's in GMS that are actual agents the whole time that they just wild out, and then that gets ministry. You got whole camps, right, that were set up by Esau. Because like I, the Quan said, Yashawamba, everything that Jake set up, Esau infiltrated. The Black Panther Party, the whole civil rights, all that BS. Esau always trying to infiltrate what Jake does, man. They even hip hop, rap. That was created by Jake's in the hood. Esau came in there. Who was there at the forefront? Amalek came in there and infiltrated it. So with this, you're gonna have spies, men crept in underwears that can do some shit or have whole camps like a Sakari. Maybe not everybody that's in that camp, but you got members, you got people, maybe the heads that sold out, man. And they go over there to New Orleans, something happens, and then that gets on the news. There's going to be a whole bunch of media press over there. That gets on the news. And then you had Vocab said that this Hebrew Israelism is spreading, especially amongst NFL players. Especially amongst NFL players. Larry Johnson.
Black Johnson, right? Yeah.
Trump already coming from
and this is the first time they said since I think W.H. Bush that a president actually went to a Super Bowl game.
Sitting president.
A sitting president, yeah.
So it definitely might happen. And they playing it again.
Was it Caesar's?
really?
Or something? Caesar's Palace?
Is that Caesar's?
Caesar's.
Oh yeah, Caesar's Stadium.
Caesar's Stadium.
Caesar's Stadium. That's what it's called.
Yeah. You got the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Caesar's in the
playing against each other. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Definitely a lot of symbolism going on.
Something might go down because Trump, a lot of things.
Oh, Kendrick is performing. Yep. He came out with saying what? We Israelites, don't call me black no more.
Yeah, Hey, something big might happen because Trump, a lot of things that's happening, you know what he does? He comes out and gives a speech and says, this would have never happened if we would have had this, and that.
Right.
So in other words, we need to put these things in place to avoid some of these things from happening. What better place to have all the attention of Americans there in a place called Caesar's Palace, where a Caesar, Nero, is sitting there, right? A sitting president at a damn bread and circuses. Nigga, ain't you supposed to be worried about shit, real shit? What the hell is this? Yeah. And so something might happen. They might try some form of assassination or something with the crowd like that.
In Simpsons, the Simpsons, they showed DC basically in the casket, and on the clock it was 2:14.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's February.
February. That's this Friday. He just got a certain assassin attempts before something happened on Sunday.
He said that.
Yeah. If something could happen on Sunday to where he ends up in the ICU and he passes on Friday.
Hey, speaking add on to that, you remember what he said though? If he's assassinated, he said he's gonna murder Iran.
You don't think we're on those orders?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's that. What's that? Continuity of government. Yeah, they got all those things set up. So it's definitely a season of curveballs. And it only takes one for people to really realize, this shit is real. They're Black Swan events. And what was it? Klaus Schwab that was saying that basically they got to speed up and stop with the 1, 2 little here and there. Start putting shit in motion. Exponential. Yeah, exponential.
Was it a couple of years ago during the Super Bowl, there was a light out?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the power, like the Ravens and Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like Ravens
that was also the
Oh shit.
Wasn't that was before he did the whole Simmons thing, right? Yeah, that was before Colin Kaepernick was
a couple years before.
Yeah, a couple years before.
There's a lot going on out here.
Job 5, verse 21. It says, like in 20. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death.
Right. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death. Meaning, when you redeem someone or something, you buy them back. Right? So in the stead of us suffering from famine, the Lord is going to feed us. So how do you get redeemed from death in the famine? You get fed. Right? Similar to how in the time of Egypt, prior to the famine coming, the Lord gave Joseph the ability to foresee, right, by Pharaoh's dream, to prepare ahead of time. And through that, he preserved the line of Israel. Right? So the Most High says, what? In famine, he shall redeem thee from death. So we don't got to worry about famine. We just got to worry about doing this, so Lord willing, we get redeemed. We'll leave the redeeming to the Lord.
He's a redeemer.
It says, in war from the power of the sword.
Yeah, and war from the power of the sword. And the scriptures talk about that in Isaiah 13 about how the Medes are not going to regard silver, nor are they going to care about the children and the fruit of the womb. You know, so you're going to have different kinds of wars. You're going to have civil wars, right? You're going to have different kinds of swords. You know, guns, swords, these kinds of weapons, and then you're going to have the actual military grade weapons.
Hey, Psalms it says, "Deliver me from my wicked," which is like sword, and also it says that who wet their tongue like a sword. So the actual Esau is going to use his tongue as a sword against it, and demonization. Because
It's going to lead into more.
it leads into the actual physical persecution. But the Lord said, what? When that comes where this devil actually tries to touch us, right? Do my prophets no harm. Touch not my anointed. See, you can do things to where you can mess up our jobs or like, you know, cause type of headaches on us. When you actually try to physically touch us, that's when the Lord is going to set that standard, man. Because we're the temple of the Lord. He's not going to allow you to actually destroy the temple of the Lord, man. So that's when he's going to set up that standard against you.
Yeah, back in the book of Maccabees, I think it was the third Maccabees, when, which is just history, but when Ptolemy, I think it was the fourth, Philopator, he wanted to force his way into the temple, and Israelites tried to stop him, and he was just like, nah, F that. He went up in there, Lord hit his ass with like I think it was a stroke or something. Yeah. And he just dropped. You know what I'm saying? And after that, he wasn't fucking with the Jews no more.
Heliodorus.
Yep,
Heliodorus.
He got a beating of a lifetime.
Now you can have something like that happen, right?
Yeah.
Some Edomite, some dude come up and try to do something here, and then look, Jake that just popped out like before, just come out of nowhere, bang, just start jumping, and then just dip out and leave. That'll be an angel. That bit. And then we're on live, so nobody touched him. He just gets stumped out right in front of us.
Hey, the Lord said it. He said it many times. Stand ye still and see the salvation of the Lord. You know, so it sounds we don't got to do nothing. The Lord got everything set up. There's scriptures where He says, "I have servants in this city." With Elijah, when he told Elijah to go to the widow, that's how he prepared somebody over there. And she didn't even know him. But yeah, she was prepared to serve him.
And when Yahweh told the disciples to go into the city to prepare the Passover, so you're going to see this guy here, and he's going to set it up. He's going to go to his room.
Told the master
said, make preparations. He just knew. Verse 21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
And that's something that's a great, like if you actually think on a realistic practical level, that's pretty crazy, right? You have to be in a certain position of actually being invincible and knowing it to not be afraid when destruction comes. Because even you know, anybody, it's human nature to be afraid or to fear instinctively when something that is threatening your life comes in front of you. If you suddenly see a car veering off the road towards you, instantly you're gonna be, oh shit. You know, if somebody just put a gun to your head, you're like, oh shit. But the Lord said, here, we're not gonna be afraid when destruction comes.
And NLT says, you will be safe from slander and have no fear when destruction comes. And that's what Esau is going to come with, man. When they come and try to attack us, remember, the Lord said that we're blameless. Right? So when they actually come to demonize us, it's only going to be just straight slander. Right? It's just going to be slander. Everything that this devil is going to paint the picture of, he's going to use the AI, artificial intelligence, the deep seek, right? The deep fakes. We're going to have our faces saying certain shit, our voices, you know, saying us actually on camera that's not really us, but it's going to look like us doing shit, man. But that's a slander. Because people are, we were talking about in the car, people already see certain AI and they're not able to tell the difference of whether or not it's real or not. So that's going to be a time period where are you going to be able to stand for the Lord during that time? Knowing that this devil's lying on you, but everybody else believes a lot. You know what you believe in, you know the truth, but everybody else, your own family members, I always knew he was crazy. I always knew that they were going to do something like that. I told you he was being poisoned. I told you that it was a cult. You know that. I told you that. And they're like, I don't know what he's been doing every Saturday. Who knows? I hardly see him. We stopped talking.
Yeah, I was like, imagine a situation where, you know, they just happen to catch you put a bag over your head and take you into some room for like 24 hours. And when you come back, you just see like your face all over the news that you did this, that, and that in the past 24 hours.
Yep.
And you imagine trying to explain that to somebody, and they're seeing your face doing this shit. And somebody else went and did a crime, and they're like, so where were you? Nah, because I was in a, I don't know, somebody put a bag on my head, and I was in some room out of nowhere. They're gonna look at you like,
Really, they did that?
yeah.
Because people expect some shit to happen when everything is just crazy. They don't expect something like that can happen, just a random event, something like that, man.
Well, but they have documents where they said 6 months or a few months prior to martial law being enacted, they're going to start rounding up people who have a voice to speak for the masses to be influenced. Because ultimately, it's all about the masses. Before Esau goes to war, he has to create propaganda for the support of the people in order for it to be justified. When you look at all the wars that they've gone to, it was always the media. They always use the printing press, the media, and so on and so forth. So now, if they come to war against the prophets of the Lord, what do you think they're going to do? It's the same blueprint over and over and over again, but this time it's going to be a sideways where they're not going to see it coming. You see, because now you got spiritual power. How do you fight against it? You're not coming guns blazing against no spiritual power. Don't try that shit. Don't try that shit.
And all those countries, when they declare martial law, they show up the enemy. No information is coming in. No going on.
But FEMA's going to have access to it.
Yeah, for the regular people.
Yeah, FEMA, they said they're going to cut off communication lines. They're going to, phones, access to transportation, the roads, the highways, all that's going to be controlled by the troops, man. And they set it up where you're going to have foreign troops coming in here to give support. Because a lot of the people in the military now, they're weak. Trump is coming up with all these things that's wiping out what they did over the past 4 years, so there's a conflict here.
It's interesting, it's a very strategic thing they're doing. They're buying out, you could say, all of these people in these government positions and replacing them with completely new cabinet, so to speak. So now, no, I was gonna say, so now it's like, who's gonna be in the way, whistleblowing and resisting that governmental authority?
And you got Elon Musk up in there, and the whole shit that was going on last year with the whole internet outages, the cyber attacks on AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. But guess what? Elon Musk got Starlink, which is also another form of internet. So if they attack the internet, but if these certain companies, but they got Starlink that's still able to be up and running, then that's a form of them being able to still use the internet, but now everybody else can't use the internet. And then now, in order to use the internet, you got to be tapped into Starlink. Then Starlink is tapped into the digital ID system, the B system.
You got Palantir, they also work robotics. So they're pretty much in line with Starlink.
Oh,
yeah. I think his name is Peter Thiel, I think that's his name.
That's his company, Palantir?
Yeah, Palantir.
They work on that front anyway. So, and Elon Musk, man, watch that dude. He's gonna be that typical monopolizing tech guy who's faced on every billboard. His hologram is talking, giving those little speeches without having UBI. UBI is gonna do this. You're gonna see that. That's him. He's the guy they always show in the dystopian futures, futuristic TV shows. He owns everything. He invented this. He invented that. And your ass is being surveilled 24/7.
Because when you think about the lobbyists that you were just talking about, they were never on the forefront. They were always the ones that was backing, pushing their agenda by buying out the politicians. But Esau's at the end now, so the actual lobbyists are now your governmental leaders.
Exactly.
The real fucking hiding in the back anymore. Nah, fuck it, we out here. This is what it is. You got the richest man in the world in the White House. How is that a Republican? Not Republican, a Republic, man.
It's an oligarchy.
Yeah, that's definitely an oligarchy. And ultimately, what the oligarchy final form of their government is not democracy, it's technocracy. That's what their final form of government is. Because it's through technocracy, they're going to be able to do what? Have complete control over every human being. Be like the Most High. Want to say something, bro?
Yeah, kind of. Add to your point, that's when Rome really became an empire. They had the Caesars, they had emperors. Before it was a republic. You can liken that into America. America's been kind of like a republic now. We know it's all set up and it's all a bunch of sellouts. But now they straight up got their emperor. They got Nero in there, and he is operating as a Roman Caesar without any type of checks and balances. So now they just took away. Elon Musk just said the Department of Education is done.
That's great.
It wasn't no process like, yo, listen, we're gonna litigate this a year from now. He said, nah, it's done right now. Boom. No more education. Because you niggas already stupid enough. You don't gotta try to have a Department of Education to make you any more dumb. It's already complete. All the programs and different sides, it's all come to this point, and they got what they needed to be accomplished. So now we're gonna pull back on this, pull back on that, and now bring it out. Bring out the MOTB. That's the time we in.
I got the definition of technocracy is a form of government in which the decision makers are selected based on their expertise in a given area of responsibility, particularly with regard to scientific or technical knowledge. And what did the world Klaus Schwab say? They'll enter into an intelligence age. So the decision makers are going to be the ones are the Chinese, right? The scientists. Because that's really what Elon Musk is. You know, he boasts in his scientific innovations. So that's what the government, that's what the decision makers do. Klaus Schwab said what? That decision makers of the future are in this group. The stakeholders of the world.
Technocrat, which is technocratic capitalism.
No. He said he would do his pleasure. He would do his pleasure on Babylon, his armor and Chaldeans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they have to do that to fulfill prophecy. So we're not mad that they're doing it. That's why some people might confuse us and think we support these people. You know? Because they're like, yo, anytime these guys do some shit, y'all always like, yeah, go ahead. But that's because they got to do it in order for the next phase of prophecy to come to pass. Yeah, we not, look, man, if you're training here, right, and you excited to get to your destination, it ain't that you love train rides, that's why you're so excited that the train is here. You're just happy because that's how you get to your destination. So they gotta come with these things, and they're moving fast, both in our benefit and in theirs. They, on their side, they think we gotta move fast to get this done. On our side, we like, go ahead and move fast so we can get this done, you know? The only thing is, their expectation at the end and our expectation is going to be two different things, two different sides of the picture, you know. And that's why the scripture says the Most High disappointed the devices of the way now.
Let's go.
Precept. Psalm 35 and 19. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land.
And that's what they always do. They're devising, what's that, deceitful matters?
Deceitful matters.
Deceitful matters, and in Micah 2:1, it also mentions that they may practice it when the morning is light. Because it's in the power of their hands. Because it's in the power of their hands. And now they're making it more and more manifest. As I always say, when you have a bold plan, eventually it gets to the point where as you're fulfilling the plan, it gets revealed. There's no way you can accomplish a plan that big without it being revealed. By the time the plan is in motion, look, the ninja got to rob the bank at some point. It doesn't matter how much planning he does, at some point he's going to walk up the bank with a gun and everybody going to know he's robbing the bank, right? So we may tell you, yo, he's going to rob the bank. Nah, he ain't going to do it. But when he starts robbing it, you're going to see that he's been robbing it. The difference is we were prepared. We're not in the bank at that time. We transferred all our funds money. You know? And now your money's stuck in there and you were hostage in there. Getting slapped up by gun whipped by some random nigga with a ski mask. You know? That's how this world is going. So we good, man. We good on this side. The Lord got our backs, you know, to this very day, and Lord willing, up until the into the kingdom. It's only up from here.
And you know what's crazy? This is going to be the time of the greatest loss. Not just loss of life, but loss of property as well. But where the brother said we're good on this side, meaning that we got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We got nothing to lose, man. Well, you gonna come for our lives? Man, okay, be quick with it then, because then we meet your house shot even faster. You know what I'm saying? But we got nothing to lose, and that's what you devils are afraid of the most. You could come in with like we went into this lesson the other time about the pleasures and how they're gonna be able to tap into people's weaknesses. With I think that was a couple of camps ago that we did. You know, and they're gonna use the worldly pleasures to what? To gain people's passivity, I should say. Right? You become passive. You're okay with it. That's where the word. There you go.
And that's what they did. That's what Pharaoh did. That's how he enslaved the people.
Yup, with trinkets and sweets and all that good stuff, and then guess you get pacified. Next thing you know, you got your arm out. There's an arms race. Remember? Yeah, it's an arms race. So how quick we gonna get to these people's arms, their hands, their foreheads, man? You got Babylon versus China. Who's gonna win the AI arms race? Meanwhile, yo, look at what China has. And Klaus Schwab said that's an attractive model. So if you're competing against China, that means that you're gonna have to be like China. China is a freaking dystopian state as we speak. Surveillance everywhere, people on the social credit score and all that. There ain't no freedoms. Americans believe in this concept of freedom, nigga. You only have a freedom to express your opinion. But guess what? You ain't got no freedom to make no choices or to make no changes. They give you the choices, they give you the options. And then you go from there, you got freedoms. So when those freedoms, those illusions are taken away, what you got? That's the reality. You got people doing TikTok videos talking about, oh my God, Trump just came in. Yo, this shit is getting real, y'all. This shit is getting real, y'all. We been telling you, man. Right. Where the fuck you been at?
TikTok.
And they're saying they're getting real. How are you setting up your refuge? How are you setting up your defense? You still going to the damn devil asking him to be, hey, can you not slice us that much?
Sometimes you
going to the sword asking the sword not to do his job.
He's charging.
You still running down to Egypt for help.
From Egypt.
From Egypt.
You go to Egypt for help from Egypt. 2-2 with info. You got some more, right?
Yeah. Psalm 35 and 21. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me and said, aha, aha, our eye have seen it. This thou hast seen, O Yahweh. Keep not silence, O Lord. Be not far from me.
And you notice there, they appeal us to the Most High. Right? Well, what precept is that?
Psalms 35.
Psalms 35. So the author, which is like King David, knew that his power wasn't of him. That's why he's saying, Lord, you bear witness to this. And don't be silent about it. Do something about it. All right?
It is David. Psalm of David. Stir up thyself and awake to my judgment.
Yeah, stir up thyself. You know, the scripture saying in Ezekiel 38 that when the Lord uses God to do all this, then his anger is going to be stirred up in his face. You know, so the Lord's going to turn up.
Even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Yahweh, my power, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me.
Yeah, judge me according to my, read that again?
Judge me, O Yahweh, my power, according to thy righteousness.
Yeah, according to thy righteousness. Because King David was a man of integrity. And if you know, deep down inside, you know you're not perfect, but if you know you're doing if you know you're doing following the ways of the Lord to the best of your ability, then you're like, you know what, Lord, I don't got nothing to hide. You know? Right?
Let them not say in their hearts, so would we have it. Let them not say we have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor.
And that goes into Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter. You know, because that's what's going to happen to them, and it's going to happen so quickly. The Lord's going to pull the rug from under them, and they're going to end up right on the floor. And guess where we're going to be up? Literally up in the chariot. Lord willing.
It says, only with thine eyes shall thou see the reward of the wicked.
I'll go back to verse 6. It says, now, for Psalm 20 and 6, now know I that Yahweh saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand.
Which is who? Yahushua, right? So the Lord hears our cries. He's going to hear us crying now and then, whenever we, in the time of trouble, he's going to send his saving right hand to deliver us.
And back in Micah, it said, what? The Lord hearkened and listened, heard it. What is this whole gospel all about? It's about the Lord sending his right hand, Yahushua. Our whole ministry, our whole defense is predicated based off of the life, the burial and resurrection of Yahushua. Him coming back to deliver us, our Lord, man. Everybody else got their power in the saber with whatever their idol god, right, or their sword or their money. We have a living power, man. The Heavenly Father through His Son Yahushua is going to come and deliver us from the hand of our adversary, from the hand of him that is stronger than us. Look at the position we're in based off of the position that these elites in. Our message is against them, man. These regular low-life Edomites, they don't know what the hell is going on. Our actual message is against the elites of this world. The ones that got the power, man. The ones that actually can change the dynamic of civilization. We're telling you that you're about to be put down. That's right. The Lord is about to come and take your whole system out of authority.
That's right.
And what do you think they're going to do there? That's a threat to them.
No.
That is literally a threat. But see, the weapons that we're talking is not carnal. So then what are you going to do? Because your sorcery and your chemists ain't working.
Exactly.
What are you going to do? You tried all of that. All of this, all of the black, I said before, the black culture, all of Jake and all of this messed up situation, that's all your sorceries, man. None of that worked on the elect. We're here. We're standing upon our feet. Ezekiel the 37th chapter. Now you're afraid. What are you going to do then? Well, you got to resort back to your blessing. I'm coming with the sword now. Okay, you come with the sword. Yahushua defeated death. What's up?
Through. And the scripture you mentioned that because it was a foreshadowing, right? In ancient Egypt, Yahushua was the death angel, but also he led us out of Egypt, in that chariot. And this time he's going to come back to the modern Egypt, and he's going to destroy this place while also delivering his elect out of Egypt. So he's always been the savior, always been there, right?
And what did the Lord tell the disciples? That he that liveth by the sword perishes with the sword. So we know that this ain't a physical thing, man. Any of these Israelites out here with guns talking about we ready to go and take it physically, you went in the spirit of Yahushua. Now that may be a part of your life, because during the time of the Maccabees, you had certain individuals, you had the zealots, right? But they weren't followers of Yahushua. They might have was going against the Roman government, but they didn't get it. They didn't overcome. They died. They had a part in the story, yeah, they was doing X, Y, and Z, but then they ended up dying. But who was the actual ones that got the honor, man? The ones that actually served the Lord. Hey, the Lord said, wait ye upon me. That's the patience.
Numbers 23:19. God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it?
So if it's written in the book, guess what? It came from the Lord. And if it came from the Lord, then it's going to be fulfilled. That's why we're always talking about prophecies. Because these are things the Lord, the one who can never lie has actually spoken. So they have to come to pass, and they will come to pass. And we're seeing it.
Of his counsel.
They're immutable, exactly. And immutable means it's unchangeable. You can't change it. So the Lord's counsel is immutable. Whatever he decides that's it. That's what happens.
Who can bring in the counsel?
That's it.
Whose throne is inestimable.
That's it. You can't esteem it. That's why he's called the Most High. You say it so much, but it actually means exactly what you say. There's none higher than the Lord. If you were to take the Lord of counsel, who's going to be high enough to judge the Lord and you? And whenever you have a judge, the judge has to be above both of you in terms of authority to hear both sides and make the right decision, right? Who the hell's going to be able to judge the Lord's side?
Hey, in Marvel, you had the living tribunal.
Yeah.
They were the council. But then you had above them, what? The one above all. They couldn't bring him the council.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
he created the council.
the one above all represents the writers of the story.
Yeah,
Like, who's the writer? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You can't go past the director, the writer. He wrote the story. Like, you're gonna play your part. You think that in the book, in the comic, they're gonna rise up. Galactus is gonna decide to be something different.
Galactus gonna be like, I challenge you, Stan Lee.
Like, you're gonna do what you're supposed to do. Just like you, Esau, you're going to do what you're supposed to do. There's nothing you can go and escape and try to get around it. And nah, you're going to play your part, man. And we're going to play our part, Lord's will.
Yeah, it's funny because there are some books like that. I think in Deathpool, Deathpool is one example where the writers write it so it gives off the illusion that the characters in the book are aware that they are in the book and there are creators out there making them do the shit they're doing. Yeah. And now they're trying to come against the creators. But you as a reader know that the writer wrote that for the character to do that. So you attribute, exactly, you attribute the actions in the book to the writer. Why is Stan Lee in the thing? You know, for Marvel, right? Because you don't go into Wolverine and all that, but it's not. Wolverine comes from this guy's mind. You know, Deadpool comes from this guy's mind. Creator. Exactly. It all goes back to the creator.
Because you can't have a character without a script. A character plays a role within that script. So how can a character then get up and say, oh, nah, I don't want to. Nigga, you wouldn't even exist if the script wasn't there.
You go into the word character, it means what? For writing our image. That's what the Lord did. He just created images.
Out of his mind.
What did it say? Can the vessel ask the potter, why has thou made me such?
Going back to something.
A little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. Yeah, so the blessing is coming to the elect. There's nothing you can do to reverse it. You can kill our bodies, but that's not going to stop the blessing. It's just going to bring us to the Lord quicker. There'll be days we want to die, man. Not that we seeking death, because the scripture says, seek not death in the era of your life. But, yo, man, if you take us out, we're going to be with the Lord, man. There's nothing you can do. It's like the chessboard. You already got checkmated, man. You go there, you made it. You go there, you made it. So now you're just going to try to flip the board and pull the 9 milli out your back pocket, but the angel's right behind you, ready to take you out.
Right.
So you lost. You lost in the spiritual, and you're going to lose in the physical. So what can you do? You're that trembling left hand. He's going to shaky, but he's just still going to try to come at us because you're scared to come at us. That's why you don't do it. There's men that have been put to death for the things that we say on a regular basis. What's the difference with us? Because the Lord has a hedge around us, and you can't touch us unless the Lord allows you to. And even when he does, we know that that's from the Lord, just like they said in Maccabees. We know that we're suffering because of our sins. So if you do take us out, shit, we know that's from the Lord.
If you take us out, you're only making our petitions even louder in the Lord's ear.
Exactly.
So I'm going to show you this here, Revelation 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for their testimony which they held. So what is that testimony? It tells you that in Revelation, I believe it's the 12th chapter, that they overcame the beast with the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives until the death. So this is the testimony that we're going to actually hold. Once this devil actually makes this move and actually brings us before the council, it actually has a reasoning, quote unquote, justification to try to put some of us to death. We're still going to hold true to this testimony. That's going to be the deciding factor. Who really believes in this truth, man? When this devil says, I'm going to put you on Guantanamo Bay, nobody has the power to stop him. You're going to be over there. You're going to live out the rest of your life in Guantanamo Bay, getting tortured. This is the threat that he's saying to you. You know? But you gotta hold fast to this testimony. That's why Yahweh Shai said that, man. He said what? Hold down fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. This is the last thing that Esau is going to be able to come with. He came with every other thing to try to get you deterred. The last thing he's going to try to get you deterred is what? The threat of killing you, the threat of death. And some of them, the Lord is going to allow to be put to death. But for what? As martyrs. And as the reason says, and they cried with a loud voice. Now they're in the spirit world crying. We're crying with a loud voice now on the earth. You put some of the elect men to death on this side, they're going to be in the spirit world right next to Yahweh Shai. As soon as you die, boom, you go into the spirit world. Remember, the Lord said that if you believe in him, it's eternal life. It ain't no, you go for, we're already living in the spirit. That's why Paul said that. For me to live is on Mashiach, and for to die is gain. We don't gotta suffer Jacob's trouble. We don't gotta suffer the hour of temptation. We don't gotta see, if we put us to death, we won't have to see some of our loved ones that may not believe suffer. We're just gonna be in the spirit world, at peace, in the new bodies, right next to Yahushua. How long, O Lord? It says,
that's
it
what
says,
to me.
O Lord, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell in the earth? So we're gonna be cursing you out in the spirit world, right next to Yahushua. You know what? What's the answer? And white robes were given unto every one of them, which represents what? Rest, victory. Because it says what? And he said, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So we had that little season in the spirit world. That could be a couple minutes, man. Because if you think about 2 days, it's about 2,000 years to the world. So you up in the spirit world, it's going to be literally, you got all of the vengeance and the anger, and you want the vengeance, I was trying to say the revenge, but the Lord said, you know what, just wait just a little longer, 5 minutes. Now 5 minutes in the spirit world could be what? You know, a couple months on this side. But they got to, during those couple months, you got other brothers that may have to suffer, be martyred. Sisters as well. You had it during the time of Nero, where you have women that got put to death because they believe. Remember, this actually happened on the earth, man. He saw the Roman Nero put to death the followers of the Messiah in gruesome ways. 40 years after the Lord was on the earth, 1 generation after the Lord was on the earth, he prophesied during that time, 40 years later, that there's going to be a time of complete hell upon Judea, man. That's why he said when he looked upon the city, he had compassion, he cried. Right? He said if you would have known the peace that was so near to you, but you don't know it, you don't see it, you're blinded to it. But the disciples, he told what? When you start to see these things, flee into the mountains. So they already were pre-warned what to do during this time. We have been pre-warned what to do during this time when his devils want to encamp about Jerusalem, which is a people before it's a place. When he's about to attack the temple once more. The Lord already told us what to do. Stand still. That's the greatest thing. Imagine you see an enemy coming, the Lord just said, don't do nothing. I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna send angels to guide you, to deliver you.
It's crazy because like the simplest action is gonna take the most faith. Because that's the one thing people tell them to stand still and don't do nothing. That's like asking them to run up. They'd rather run up a mountain. You know, because Jake just can't do it. And because now your faith is what's at work. Stand still. Lord, just getting closer and closer and closer. You know? Now you're literally fighting your flesh because your flesh is trying to move and the spirit is like standing still.
And that's what Moses went through when the Egyptians were on our backs.
Oh, but the parting of the year.
And he gets there, he's like, where we go now? He said, what are you coming to me for? Tell the people, keep on going. He said, hey, keep on going. That's coming top speed.
And the people were complaining. They brought us over here just to die?
Just to die, to kill us here? We could just stay over there. Yeah. Oh, Moses, they're right there, Moses. What are we going to do? Oh, Lord, he said, just keep on going. Point your staff there and just walk through. I'm going to clear the whole, there's going to be a dry land where all of Israel's people going to walk right through that. And that takes
told him that. They tried to stone him. He said, the Lord said we got to go through. Oh, no, this nigga crazy now.
I knew this nigga was bugging.
Yeah, Moses, you brought us here to kill us. Why you doing
But
this?
that's why they said that. Because they said, he didn't know this. And now he definitely brought us here to kill us. They talking about walking the water. You know, but that faith, what happened? They saw the Lord literally part the sea, and they all walked through. It says 6,000, which were men. I think it was men, 6,000 men. 600,000 without count men, women, and children. Yep. You know, so that's a whole lot of people. That's damn near 1 million people probably over that. You know, mad heads, bro. You know how Jake be. You know, and they all walking through, probably looking back and shit. The Egyptians are still on our tail, they're coming. And then what did the Lord do? Okay, close that whole shit up. Oh, and it said, no, actually it said that. I think they went at night, and the Lord had a chariot that between them, gave them light and then dark. And then laser beam these chariots.
Then he took the whole nation out of Israel. This time he killing 2/3. Like we don't want them damn headaches. We don't want Israel like, oh, you brought us out here to die. No, 2/3 is gonna go. The ones that have faith in the Lord can entrust, and that we trust the Lord perfectly. Those are the ones that are being saved out of here. Them 2/3, all the problems that Moses had with crybabies of Israel, he ain't gonna have that this time.
Right. Can you imagine that? Like, the Lord did all this to deliver Israel, and he already got a headache in the midst of their deliverance. Like he told Moses that. He said before he showed Moses why he said that, he told Moses. Yeah. And that's why he did the
Second, Ecclesiastes 2, verse 2 says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Yeah, so expect it. When it comes, expect it. Don't act like it's strange, weird thing. It's supposed to be like that.
Yep. And that's going back to standing still, man. Because like you said, in the time of trouble, your natural instinct is going to try to figure out a way to how to get out of this. Right? When these devils come with that accusation against this ministry, the natural thing will be like, all right, so Lord, I think they came to hear X, Y, Z. But the Lord already said, when that time comes, don't take no thought, man. You know how much that's swag right there. Because everybody that goes to court, it don't even matter if you're going for a divorce deposition. You're trying to premeditate what are you going to say so you can get the best outcome out of that. Lawyers actually do pre-trial runs, so if they're going to say this, then this is how you prepare. You got to act this way. You want to show this type of emotion so you can get the crowd to actually buy into what you're saying. The Lord said, don't even think about nothing. No, nothing that you think. You don't got to think about none of that. Because it's going to be Yahweh in that day that's going to speak through you, man. So if we get caught up, well, we can just literally just relax.
We don't premeditate. Sometimes we can't even think about what the title gonna be. I'll give you what to say.
Hey, look at how Yahushua was during his trial. You know, he was very relaxed. He wasn't trying to fight back or none of that. And he made it known, if this were my kingdom, my servants will fight. So he wasn't in the midst of fighting. Like, he knows, just like how we know this is Esau's kingdom. The only fight we have is with truth. That's our only weapon. And it's the most important weapon. So why not use it? See, they have the sword, so they go around using it. The old saying that says that if the only weapon you have is a sword, then I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, then every time is going to be a nail. You know? So Esau, the hammer of the earth, he just goes around hammering everything he sees. But yeah, we come out here and we just hitting him with the jabs. Yup, this brother brings this out. This brother, you know? The jab and the hook. That's what you do that one, right? You know? And that's every brother, every punch it matters, man. Because ultimately you're going to soften him up. You know, he get hit with this, then he get hit with the brother shoot right in the torso, right in the fifth rib, right in the leg, right in the quad. You know, eventually, that nigga, he gonna wear down, man. I don't care how big you are, bro. You keep taking hits like that. Every weather, in the summertime, in the wintertime, in the fall, in the spring, you just keep getting hits, bro, multiple, and the more hits, more brothers keep coming, jumping on your pop. No, Esau, you done, bro. You getting jumped through the spirit, man. That's over with. What you gonna do now? Now you going, take out the guns now. We can't use the hands no more. Game over, man. It's over with. You take a gun out with no bullets. Now what?
It's going to jam. They're going to take that and beat his ass with
Hey, man, look. The Lord said what? Judah is going to be a terror unto Egypt, man. You finally about to see the power. Why Esau got all these little defense mechanisms and all these different things for these measly-ass Negroes in the ghettos. We're not measly Negroes, bro. We are the Most High's people. And soon you're going to see the power that the Lord has with his people, man. You're going to see. And we're not just talking just to bluff. We're telling you what the Lord is going to do. You see, we put his name out there through the spirit and power of the Lord. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to show out, and he's going to show up, and he's going to show out. Now you're going to see, hey, call Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We're going to be praising the name of the Lord all day. And every day we bring his name up, he's going to perform more miracles, man. Because he's done it multiple times. Why would he do it now? And the most important time, the most pivotal time in history, come on, bro, stop playing.
Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of Yahweh before them.
It said he that is feeble among them. That's us. We're in the position of being weak, man. Hey, what did Biden say? If you want to take down a country, you gonna need some nukes. You gonna need some F-16, F-16. They talking about y'all niggas can't do shit to us, and that's true though, right? But see, the thing is, we're not looking to take down the kingdom physically. All we're doing is speaking the truth. The truth is actually deteriorating your kingdom. That's why it says, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That's our part of this. But when Yahushua comes, that's what he said. He's coming to judge and make war with the armies of heaven. Yahushua is coming with an army. What do people come with an army with?
he that is feeble. So like, even the brothers that's sickly, that constantly going through something, got ailments, they're going to be as the angel, which that word there in the Hebrew is malak, which is Yahushua, as Yahushua, as David. Imagine you go from being sick, you're on the deathbed, and then all of a sudden you have this godlike power. Man, you're going to do a backflip out the hospital room, man.
Right, right. Oh, and Isaiah says that, right? They that wait upon me shall renew their strength. And it explicitly gives characteristics of supernatural feats.
And brothers got infirmities now, man. Brothers got back problems, high blood pressure, all these different ailments in your knees or your wrists, your headaches. Brothers get chronic headaches. So all these things are things that make you feeble. Right. But those same individuals, they're making their bodies a living sacrifice coming out here. And that's who the Lord said he won't raise up in that time. Yeah. In a house, the whole house, all of the elect is going to be like, what is it, David?
God, yeah.
As God. So like as God, man.
Right, that's David.
The 2.0, David, house of David. And you already see what the house of David was doing during that time, man. Benaniah, Joab, David. How they was getting down. And that was, they had, certain level of spiritual power. That's not the time that we're talking about now, man. Where the Lord said that we're going to be doing greater things than he did before when he was on the scene.
And that goes, think about how this war is going on, because brother was talking about how, see, we can't come against Esau physically, but he can't come against us spiritually. So we both have weapons that neither opposing side can use. See, we can't use his weapons against him, and he can't use our weapon against us. Because when you think about it, like, now you're going to see the blessing, who the blessing went to. Because Esau got the blessing of the founders of the earth, but now we're at the end of it. That's why Esau is the end of the world. That world is his kingdom we're in right now. He was the one who's going to bring the mark. He was the one who's going to bring the affliction of Judah, Jacob trouble, and oppressed together. Judah and Jacob oppressed together. Esau was the one to bring that Babylon, the Chaldeans, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 47, Isaiah 47. That was Esau's kingdom. This is the kingdom we live in right now, the time after the second leg of the Roman Empire is going on right now, man. That's why everybody calls Trump Nero, or whoever the hell he is, man. He's still an emperor of Rome. And he's going to come and go against the prophets. The same thing that happened before. There's nothing new under the sun. And that's what brothers are trying to tell the world. That's why they're going to come at us. Because they know who we are. They know who we represent. We represent their downfall. He said, accept the apostles last. What are the brothers calling Tar and them? The apostles. And they say, we're apostles too. We're messengers. We're bringing a message of your downfall to your face on your internet in your kingdom, on your soil. The same soil that you oppressed us from the jump.
Hey, it says here in Revelation 18, verse 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. What is this talking about? Babylon the Great. This is the chapter where it talks about the fall of Babylon. So there's going to be a rejoicing by the apostles, the prophets, the saints in Babylon because of the downfall of Babylon, which means that the prophets, the apostles, were going to be in Babylon chanting it down, which is what we are fulfilling right now, man. We are fulfilling the actual scriptures that were preordained, that were pre-written. There was no time in history where you can point to Ezekiel, was that 38th chapter, and said that this is happening right now. There's no time in history where you can point to Revelation 17 and say this is happening right now. This is where it's happening at. So when we go back to the book, we're actually telling you you're doing this. Why you're doing it, we're seeing it, and we're saying this means that. You know what that means? Well, next is this. You know what that means? Well, next is that. And then Yahushua comes back. The last generation, everything happens and is fulfilled now, man. All of the end time prophecies is fulfilled now. That's why Yahushua said it. When you shall see these things, know that the summer is not. Know that the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
It's Romans 13:11. That our salvation is now in belief.
Yep.
So definitely there.
And when you look at how things are moving, brother, I forgot who mentioned it. Presidents usually say they try to make moves within their first 100 days. This devil's making moves the first day. That's how quickly he's moving. J.D. Vance said, what, breakneck speed that we're moving at is going to be like this for the next 4 years. And it seems like literally every day Trump is doing something new, man.
Revelation 22 and 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand.
And that was over 2,000 years ago from now, in the past. And yet the Lord said the time is at hand. Because guess what? There were still things in there that were set to happen prior to this very time when, World War I and some other prophecies. But the Lord is saying the time is at hand for the revelation of the last things to happen before Yahushua comes down.
And that's a cut to Christianity too, because they keep constantly talking about how it's all sealed. Even IUIC, the dude was talking about the MOTB, and he said, seek not things that are high. What did he say? It was a Sirach?
Yeah, too high for thee?
Yeah, seek not things that are too high for thee. But he's trying to seal the book. And you can't unseal because you don't got the understanding anyways, but the understanding has been unsealed. That's the point. So don't seal it. You trying to seal it. You trying to not, when you sealing something, what are you doing? You're hiding it. It's hidden. It's not disclosed. So the scripture said what? Seal not the sayings of the prophecy. But you Christians out here saying, oh, it's sealed. We don't know what that is. MOTB, it could be this. People have said that it's the CHIP. People have said this and that. People will say, oh, there's already one in your credit card or your debit card. But they're not getting into the understanding. When you ask them something, they just give you more confusion.
Well, it's sealed unto them.
It's sealed unto them, exactly.
They're not making it plain.
Right.
The Lord said to the watchman, make it plain amongst the table. That he that runs, he may run that reader. That's our job. It's plain to see what it is. But see, the time is going to come where those that didn't believe in it or didn't believe our report, you're not going to be stuck with a choice. And that's why the apostles always say, when the MOTB comes out, Nate and all these guys, they're going to have to explain that to their congregation, right? And just like the time with the jump shot, a lot of them took it. Now, how much more now when your actual life depends on it? When it's actually whether or not you're going to be able to be a part of society, be a part of the commerce, the agora. There's no time in history where people got ostracized literally from being able to be a part of the market unless you put a branding on that, unless you put something inside of your body. That's this time where this devil, that is the MOTB, the system that John the Revelator saw. And that is once again a system where Esau is trying to solidify his dominance on the earth as being God on the earth. But only the elect, as John saw, that they got the victory over the beast and over his image. By what? By keeping holding fast to this word, right? Because of their faith that they kept, even up until death if it needs be, right?
That's why he said make it quick on the table, because this devil's moving so quick. Ain't no time to be like making it all hard to understand. Make it plain, man. I'm telling you, the chip, C-hip is coming. Don't get it. Don't you get this judgment. This is what it is. This is what it represents. Period.
A little bit more. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is...
That's why when it comes to the truth, we're at the point where we're only concerned about the elect. I believe in second Esdras, Esdras was saying how that Abraham prayed for the Sodomites, right? Moses prayed. I forgot also things said Joshua prayed for the people. But the Lord said, nah, the day of doom is coming where the righteous can't pray for the elect at this point. For the wicked. So like the righteous won't pray for the wicked. And that's the mindset that the prophets are in now. Like how the Lord told Jeremiah, don't lift up a cry for these people. Because in the ancient world, you had Israel, even Esdras was doing it. You had Israelites that prayed for the whole commonwealth of Israel. That they wanted to see the betterment. We still want to see the betterment of the nation of Israel, but we understand that it's going to take the destruction of the majority of Israelites for that to happen. So we're now at the point, the prophets are at the point to saying, you know what? Well, get rid of them. Let the multitude perish which is born in vain. Because the day of doom, the day of judgment is at hand.
They got that Avengers movie Doomsday coming out next year, I think. If we even get that far, but it just shows you the spirit that's in the earth right now. Captain America, Brave New World. You see what they put it all in the movies, man. It's all spiritual. It reads, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly.
Yeah, let them be holy still. Right? So you gotta, those that are like, they're gonna keep doing what they gotta do anyway. Nobody's gonna tell them to keep doing it. They don't keep doing it. And those that are not, it doesn't matter what you do. You cannot make them do what the elect are gonna do and vice versa. Because the Most High programmed it that way, and that's how it's gonna play out.
That's what Paul said. Times and the seasons, brother, and I have no need that right unto you. Because you should be paying attention. You should know the time, man. You know what it is, Jake. You know what's up. You know what time it is. And that's a spiritual thing.
Yeah, every time I get rid of Black History Month.
They're good, man. Word. The Lord is killing that whole black nigga culture. Fuck your culture, man. Fuck MLK and all that bullshit, man. The Lord is just dead in that. And then, the Lord knows how to get niggas angry. He'll set up the perfect devil. He'll say everything to get you mad. You niggas fall for the trap every time. You still care about this nonsense, Black History Month? This is a joke, man. You don't even care about your real history in the Bible, but you over here mad about some made up shit. They gave you 1 month out of 12. We get into the scriptures every day, man. All the time. 365 is Israelite History Month, man. And y'all gotta tap in, but you stuck on this black being a part of a crayon box, man. That's why y'all niggas don't know nothing. That's why you're not gonna sing the song of Moses, man, this time around. It was doubtful, talking shit. You know, like the brother Aharon was going into all this doubt, and it must have grieved the Lord to save you niggas back then, knowing what y'all was about to do. But now this time around, you ain't gonna make it, man. You ain't gonna be singing the song of Moses, man. Stay your doubtful ass over there, man. And the elect is gonna be raised up and delivered.
The Lord was going to destroy them. If it wasn't for Moses who fled his right.
Well, they count the blood of Yahushua as an unholy thing. So if you're not trying to get it under this time, under this grace period, through what Yahushua did, then there's no other way for you to get it. That's why the Lord said there's no saving of that. It's a wrap for you. The Lord gave you Yahushua and as that beacon of light. If you're going against that, if you're letting the power of the darkness of this world snatch that away from you, then there is no, you got to be casted out into that heart of darkness. You got to be gone.
And my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be.
Yeah, every man according as his work shall be. And if you're doing the right work, you're excited. You excited. You're like, yo, man, I can't wait for this, man. Because I did what I got to do. But if you ain't, that's why the Apostle Paul, he said, look, I'm ready to be offered. I've done what I got to do. The Lord said, get this, and now I'm good. Now, if you ain't been doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? You've been doing wickedness and so on and so forth. A lot of these people don't even know that the Lord is coming with a reward for them. He's going to give it to the elect. He's going to say, I got something for you too. Oh, you do, Lord? They're going to think they're going to be getting the same reward as the elect. The Lord going to put a fiery sword from behind his back, and now you cook.
Well, man, yo, you think about it, talk about praying not for people, especially like the so-called Negroes and whatnot that's here. Those are actually the men that actually sent to kill Yahushua. They actually brought Yahushua to be killed. So when you talk praying for them, those are the ones that's going to be destroyed, or your white, then they getting destroyed. He going to give them their answer. Put his blood upon our children's heads. Our children's heads.
Yo, so they acknowledged that and then said basically put that tab on us.
Yeah.
And then they fucked up their children too. They said put it on them too. That's crazy.
And you know, and ultimately, you know, through the whole all of our iniquity, we all went through it. But like the brother said, the elect are the ones getting delivered with the salvation. Those are the ones that, in the meantime, after Egypt, after all of that, they did what they were supposed to do. The ones that stayed on the other side, those are the ones that said to crucify Yahushua. That's why he's coming back to judge them. And that's why they're going to get casted and they're going to get burnt up. That's what we're warned. That's what's really coming here. This is not a joke. And here it is, ironically, you have all these nations talk about getting all these these nuclear weapons ready. Fast fire, concentrated fire. And not just any fire that will melt you where you stand. That's what we're talking about. Sarah Connor, Terminator 2, all brothers use that example. Just watch that scene. Watch that scene. Burn the flesh off your bones where your eyes should be consumed in their holes. That's what all these niggas, America got them too. Everybody, you look around. Nuclear subs, nuclear aircrafts, the shit that be in the sea, the aircraft carriers. All these nations are doing that as we speak, right in front of your eyes. Joel, the 3rd chapter, assemble yourselves. Prepare war. Everybody talk World War III, nuclear war, nuclear this, nuclear that, nuclear bunkers. And then what you got to say about that now? Is that just a joke? You think these niggas joking? You think China, you think Russia joking? They said we are ready to go to war with NATO and the U.S. You are in the U.S. Come on.
It's written.
It's written.
We're literally are living in fulfillment of prophecy, man. This is why the Lord said, measure the times diligently. When you see part of these signs pass, know that is the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And when the Lord visit, he not, like I said, he's not coming to visit, okay, I'll be back. Nah, he's gonna make his presence felt. And it's gonna just continue to be heightened and heightened more and more to the actual day of the Lord. So that day of the Lord has to happen in a particular generation. Every days happen in a particular time frame. So if the Lord said that there is a generation that these things are gonna happen, what time is that? Like we were saying before, if they're moving toward this digital system, if all of the men we just got old and died now, what are we going to be born into 3 or 4 generations down the line?
Yes, right.
Literally, 3 or 4 generations, like 100 years from now. What is life going to look like in 21, 25? There'll be no flesh saved, literally. You'll be born into a chip society. So even if we did have the truth, the Lord couldn't save us. You got his mark in him from birth.
That's why it's the last generation.
This is why it's the last generation. Because what do you think that these little niggas now, when they get our age, their whole life, they're saying it within the next 5 years, the whole way of Department of Education will look different. Just they're getting rid of the Department of Education now, right? So if you 5 years from now, what do you think people that are in 5th grade, what do you think their 10th grade going to look like? People that are in 10th grade, what do you think college is going to look like? So then if you want to add another 10 years from that, that's only 15 years. That's what, 2040. People that are kids now, what do you think their life is actually going to look like? You got children that's 10, 11 years old that are literally addicted to technology. We're the last generation that was not addicted to technology. And we can go about without needing it. Now it's useful, but we're not like, some of us are getting addicted to our generation. But you got kids from birth that all they knew in society, in school, was learning from digital learning. Now they're talking about actually having what's that shit called? Virtual reality. That's how you're going to be learning that from VR. So when you get another 20 years from now, everybody, that whole system's going to look completely different, man. Completely different.
Yeah, but just like you said, it makes so much sense why, once again, it's the last generation.
You want to see?
You know,
I'm going to come back with it.
Once upon a time, like, we saw a world without technology on this level. And nobody that's pretty much born in this generation is ever going to be able to see that.
Right.
You know, because from this point on, there's only more and more advanced till because right now we're still in a transition period, right? And once that transition period ends, there's a new set normalcy that's going to be continuing for whatever, you know, assuming that shit just carries on as it is. Right? That's going to be Esau's, his new world order.
What is talking? We're going to do great things with crypto.
Yep.
So that means in 20 years from now, the actual way of buying and selling is going to be completely different than it was in the year 2000, right? And in the year 2007, where you had the great awakening, 20 years from now, 2024 or 2045, it's going to look completely different of how you're able to interact in society. And that's why when that devil brings out that MOTV, the Lord's going to have to speed up those days, man. That's not going to be a long time where Esau just gets the MOTV system off. And it says that every hand of the labor is going to be upon them. That word labor is the workers. Why? Because you're talking about UBI system. Now people are not even going to be everybody's going to be dependent literally on the system. And that's going to be Esau having an iron fist over the population. To where if you don't get down with this, then I will crush you. I will show you when I made my land, then I will break you. That's it. That's why he said, unless you, he calls of all that won't bow to the beast that should be killed. How is he going to do that with the system that he's putting in place right now? And it's already, you already see it. You just have to tap to play, tap to ride.
Yeah.
On buses. You go on the trains. I don't know the last time I seen somebody actually pay with cash on the train, man. You don't do that no more. You used to pay a taxi, you used to actually pay with money. You don't even do that digital on your phone. It's already prepaid. No, you don't own anything. You don't own your cell phone. Back in the day, you used to actually buy cell phones. You don't own a cell phone. You don't own cars. You renting cars now. You don't own a house because they done bought all that and made it crazy expensive. So now you just renting houses. They got systems where certain places where you can buy rent clothes.
That's crazy.
That's what it is. You own nothing in your cap because we're gonna be just giving you the money for you to pay for your subscriptions. You don't own TV. You don't own movies. You don't own music. You got an Apple Pay. Nobody got CDs like that. We was talking about the brother got his uncle burned a CD. I was like, I thought that was a lost art.
Yeah. I
ain't know people know how to burn CDs anymore. But back in the day, you used to have the whole CD book.
Good.
You don't own video games. It's all downloaded digitally. So if the system goes out, then you're done. You can't play. Last night I tried to play Madden, fucking the PSN was down, right? I'm like, God, I can't figure out the system. I can't play this shit. Because I got no hard copy of the shit.
Oh, damn. I need that hard copy.
So you gotta get the hard copy. But he's not taking away the hard copy. You don't own the money, right? Well, this is some groups still use cash. That's everybody, you can't even get a check no more. You gotta get direct deposit. And now they're moving that to digital, so now it can be programmable. So now they say that you can't even save money. You got a certain amount of time where you gotta spend this shit or you gonna lose it. The UBI, yeah? Digital, what they call it, programmable tokenization of your actual money.
And the best way they're going to do that is by wiping out people's pension plans and 401ks. Yeah, once they wipe that shit out, all the, once I retire, I'm going to do this, once I retire, you ain't retiring shit. It's over.
Did Elon Musk get access to the Treasury Department? What are you looking at right now, man? This nigga, let's talk about, and he named his system Deutsche. After a fucking crypto coin.
Hold on. You lost that shit.
Game over, bro. You ain't getting no pension.
All your 401k pension, if you don't want that shit, you gotta liquidate it via crypto. All these companies, the banks, they saying that with the regulation, they're actually allowing banks now to use cryptocurrency, blockchain. So now these banks that control your 401k plans, because your actual company doesn't have its own bank. They just, they put your money in another person's bank, in a bank. Either BlackRock or Chase, one of the big Fortune 500 companies. All of these Fortune 500 companies like BlackRock, Chase, they're
going to what? Digitalization, cryptocurrency. So now, instead of your company trading for your 401k with actual stocks, right, and bonds, they're going to be trading in crypto. So now your money is going to be literally tied to the crypto currency. Your actual 401k, your business is going to be tied to the cryptocurrency trading. So now, if you want to get that money, you got to actually now have a digital wallet. In order for you to have a digital wallet, you're going to need a digital ID. In order for you to have a digital ID, that got to be biometric.
It's all coming together. I got an article on that, bro. I ain't gonna read the whole thing, but this is this is from CBS News. It says Dodge Task Force gains access to U.S. Treasury Department data payment systems. Now, when I thought about like this dude Elon Musk along with Trump is a busy dude. These niggas getting their hands in everything. And this is the great thing that Trump was talking about with crypto. Because like Dogecoin, that's crypto joint. It was Bitcoin and Doge. Those are the two main ones at first. And it says the Department of Government Efficiency, which is the Doge acronym, run by President Trump's billionaire advisor and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, has gained access to sensitive Treasury data, including Social Security and Medicare customer payment systems, according to two people familiar with the situation. So it's somebody that knows what they're talking about. They said Medicare and Social Security. That's what these old niggas be talking about. Yo, my Social Security, my pension, all that. It's all intertwined. Payment system.
He said that Social Security system
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. They said in August, they told us in March it happened, I think. Yeah. So how many months is that? That's 9 months afterwards. And it said the move by a Trump administration task force assigned to find ways to fire federal workers, cut programs, and slash federal regulations means it can have wide leeway to access important taxpayer data, among other things. Advocacy groups on Monday filed a lawsuit against the Treasury Department calling the data sharing illegal. But remember, the brother said, yo, they can bypass all that shit. Who's gonna stop them? We're talking about this, the president's cabinet.
He said he wanted to get rid of the IRS.
Yeah, said that.
What? You don't need an IRS when your money's literally just being taxed from your digital coin, from your wallet, straight from your bank. You don't need the IRS now. Nobody needs to audit you. Well, we're just automatically taking it, and then we're actually giving you your portion, your stimulus. The stimulus that they was getting during the TV, where everybody was using that to continue life. And without these stimmies, you wasn't able to do nothing because nobody had a job. Well, guess what? That's going to be an actual whole system. Every month, you're going to be getting a stimulus check. You don't work no more.
Check this out. Speaking of, I think brother was talking about whistleblowers earlier, right? So it says the scale of intrusion into individuals' privacy is massive and unprecedented, said those in the complaint filed by several plaintiffs, including the Public Citizen Litigation Group, the Alliance for Retired Americans, and the Service Employees International Union. Workers, the people, that's the masses, well, people that represent the masses. And it says, people who must share information with the federal government should not be forced to share information with Elon Musk or his Doge, and federal law says they do not have to. The New York Times first reported the news of the group's access of the massive federal payment system. The two people who spoke to the Associated Press spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly. So that's little in-house bullshit going on. Cause they put it on the game. They put it on the game. They saying like, yo, they trying to take over everything. Social Security, Medicare, your fucking retirement. That's everything. Well, that's what people working for it to get, and that's what some people are about to get.
And that's what people don't realize. See, this wisdom is too high for the common Jake right now. They're just going about their life like none of this stuff affects us. They're just walking by, okay. But that's why the Lord said they're going to come like a thief, man. They're going to come like a thief because all of these things we're talking about is things that they're doing as we speak, that they're moving quick. Breakneck speed that they're doing these things. So just because you don't see it, and it's crazy because that's why being on a watchtower is so vital, man. Because we see these things from far off, and we see it coming down the pipe, and we're warning our people. Only the elected want to take heed to it. So when it does happen, you will be stable because you have that wisdom. You have that wisdom of that foresight. So you know, okay, when this takes place, don't make haste. Know that this is a part of the plan. But most people, because they walk by, because they don't hear it, they don't understand it, they don't perceive, right? It says the simple pass on is punished. When it actually takes place, they just want to be caught off guard. They want to be in a disarray. They want to be deranged. And they, what do we do? What do we do? Let's go down to Egypt. Go down to Egypt for help. They want to lean their hand upon that broken reed. Because that's going to be to them, all of their carnal senses going to be telling them, well, we just got to trust the government that they know best for us. That they'll figure it out. This is what we got elected officials in here for. But your elected officials are being told what to do, and they're not even elected. They're selected, and they're being told what to do by the NGOs, who are now coming out, revelation of the method, and telling you exactly what their method is, the method deal. Because they got a short time, so they got to be out with it. The sorcery ain't, it takes a lot longer to do sorcery when you got to do a lot more hidden shit. You gotta make it look more nicer. But now they come out here, fuck, this is what we got doing. We open the portals, we over here, Trump saying, not Trump, Elon Musk said, we talking to demons. I think about the Roman Empire every day. So they're coming out and telling you what it is now. Changing his name.
KKS Maximus, you know, but it's so like people were diabolical. Yeah. How Esau is bringing it all up because he's got the people actually wanting these things to happen. You see what I'm saying? Because here it is, Trump says, oh, I'm going to eliminate the IRS. Yeah, of course, yeah, eliminate the IRS. Look what they're using our money for. Yeah, we don't need to be having these taxes and all that shit. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to replace it with UBI. You like that? Yeah, I mean, we're all going to get money, right? So that's good. And then they turn around and say, oh, look, we just found out that we just did the tax auditing. It turns out that USA is misusing your tax dollars. So we got to eliminate USA. Oh, man, that's a good thing, man. See, now we don't need to worry about our money being sent over to Palestine for them to buy $50 million worth of condoms, and they're going to use it to make bombs. Dumbass people believe that shit. Yep. They said that, niggas was believing it too. I said, yo, I went to a customer's house doing some job. The dude is sitting there, he said he was an ex-military dude, whatever. He's like, can you believe what they're using our money for? I said, well, what's going on? He said, man, they sending over $50 million overseas and they're buying, guess what? I said, what? They're using it to buy condoms. I'm like, condoms? $50 million worth of condoms? What the hell are they going to use that for? He's like, I'm thinking, he's like, guess what? I said, what? They would probably like sleep with all the women over there outside? He said, no, worse. They're making bombs with them shits. I'm looking at it thinking like, man, does that even make sense? He's like, I can't even tell you. I said, bro, they got this thing in the playback. He believes everything they're telling him. Oh, they said $50 million of your tax money overseas to buy condoms to make bombs. And you believe it.
Fucking idiot. Who's the real idiot?
Like,
they have nothing else. They have nothing else. They have nothing else to fall back on. This is their kingdom.
That's crazy. At this point, they'll believe anything. So they're just coming up with shit. That's funny. And then when the girl was saying that, the press secretary, Shorty, the new blonde chick, she was laughing when she said it. I said, see, it's a joke.
They believe anything.
Yeah.
What do you think that nigga's gonna do with JT?
What do you think he's gonna do?
Yo, he said go to the center. They got a place now where they gonna help us out, man. You heard about it?
Yup.
Pull up.
Well, that's why they gonna hate us. All men gonna be hated for our sake. All men's gonna hate us for the Lord's sake. Because they're going to make it seem as though we did some crazy shit. And they're like, oh, those guys I was on the yeah. I know it.
It's their fault.
It's their fault.
Niggas, they ain't have nothing, right?
Yeah, Trump about to march your ass and take your ass to freedom cities. That's what he's saying. He's about to start making a whole bunch of freedom cities. It's funny how they call it freedom, but it's really a prison city. Right. That's how Esau works, with that double talk shit.
No city for dumb niggas.
Yup.
I don't know if y'all seen it. They had a joint, it's like houses. They all look the same. There's like row houses. They kind of like trailers, but those are supposed to be the new like electric houses. Not electric houses, but it's like no gas. It's like
the greenhouse.
Yeah, like some shit, like some wicked smart city. Yeah. I think it was a smart city shit. So like that's the direction they headed.
They got the fold out houses now. They fold it out. Basically, they'll take and they'll take a cargo container and they'll say this is a house, and they said look at how spacious it is. I'm like, if I lay down, I'm a little under 6 feet. I'm gonna be covering the whole length of the house. They talking about look at how spacious. They try to like decorate this shit up and make it look good, but they're just giving you scraps.
And you got Jake to actually think that, yo, my tiny house, man. So yo, I got to do it. I got my tiny yo. And then you can buy that shit off on Amazon for like $80,000, right? And Jake is actually thinking, yo, this is better. We don't gotta deal with rent, we don't gotta deal with nothing. But now if you actually think, you're living in a fucking tiny house Where else is all of those? Big ass earth. Who's gonna control this? Who gets the big ass earth? When you think about Snowpiercer, that movie, they had a bunch of people in a small section, and everybody else had all of the luxuries of having space on the other parts of the train. That's what Devil is setting up. He made shit so expensive. He made shit so fucking hard to enjoy to where he says, you know what, you can have a tiny, luxurious house, small ass lot. You don't own the land, so you just have this small ass tiny house on this land. But you still gotta pay property taxes for it. And we just gonna have control of everything else, and everything will be good. Everything will be good.
But ain't they big mansions and shit.
But they ain't a fucking big ass super yacht. They got a fucking super yacht. When you land in this super yacht is just where they go just to relax. You live in a fucking tiny house. You can't go further than 15 minutes away from this motherfucker, or else you're gonna be deemed a fucking social credit score. You're gonna be low.
Like the Hunger Games.
Get back to your tiny house.
AI gonna be policing you,
Drones and shit.
yeah, making sure that you're not emitting too much CO2 into the atmosphere and shit. Too much carbon. You know, this is the word that they're actually pitching to you. And we exposing what their plans are, but people are not gonna listen to what we say. They're gonna listen to what they say. That's the truth. Yeah. It's all part of
in a box.
the box. You got it, bro.
Yeah, you got you niggas in a box mentally and spiritually and physically. You boxed in. And do you think that this is like this is something to it, like this is what you aspire to in life? This, oh yo, look, they gave us a box, man. You see this shit? This shit is fire. Look at this box. Jake's gonna be comparing who got the better box, who got the better prison cell. And compared to what we gonna have in the kingdom, look at all the land, the space. See, that's why you gotta break your mind free of this place, man. Through the Rakat Wadash. That's the freedom and the liberty in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. Our minds have been liberated from the shackles of this current life and this flesh. And we can see beyond this. We can see the acres and acres and thousands and thousands and thousands. And it's not gonna be able to, you're not even gonna be able to number how much space you got. You're just gonna know, yo, it's out there, it's all that wilderness, man. I gotta explore it. And then I'll check it out. I have my seeds check it out.
There was a Rothschild, Lord Rothschild, he got interviewed, Jacob Rothschild. He got interviewed, and then the lady was asking him about his I guess it was a palace or whatever they live in, and a villa, yeah. And then and they asked him, she asked him, oh, so how much land is all out there? Like, 'cause it's like a small, like a big ass fucking house, and there's mad land around it. It's just empty space, mad green everywhere. So she was like, oh, how much is it? He's like, it's about 3,500 acres of land. I'm like, 3,500 acres of land, 3,500? For what? Oh, just because you want to sit in a place. And then I'm like, yo, Jacob's paying like mad bread in New York City, a small little box, for like $4,000, $5,000 a month.
This chick, it was an Edomite chick. Her house is 3 by 6, and her apartment is 3 by 6 feet. Her sink is, you know, the top of the toilet? She basically turned the top of the toilet into a sink. So when you flush the toilet, the fucking, the faucet brings out the water clear, and that's what you brush your teeth. Bro, all she got is a toilet and a shower. In the shower, she got, I think, like this wash dog. You can't stand up while $2,000 a month you pay.
Oh, nah.
Bro, crazy. In New York City. That's how people are living right now.
What? You couldn't give me a house in New York City for free and I'ma live there. Fuck that place, man. No, I'm serious, bro. Like, I hate the city, man. I hate the city. Man. And that you got a $2,000 for that shit?
That's the Agora.
No, bro.
That's some kind of life.
But that's what they want to do, though. They want to clear off all the land, all the stuff that you see going on, all these disasters that's going to be hitting various states. It's going to be, the next thing is going to be, oh, we're going to jump in and fix it. Oh, we're going to jump in and fix it. And it's all going to be the same model, step by step by step. You know? You're going to have California, they're saying that they're going to do smart cities. It's going to be, oh, you had smart LA. You had your own land, all right, we're going to take it over now, and we're going to fix it, because you ain't got no insurance. You ain't going to recover from this shit. So we're going to come in and take over, and they're going to be building what? Apartment complexes. new smart apartment complexes where you're gonna have a digital ID to function throughout these, to interact with this new system. Oh, you wanna hop on a train, 15-minute city train? You gotta have an ID because that 15-minute city is controlled by something known as geofencing. And within every geographic fencing that you're in, you're known by your digital ID. So guess what? If you venture out of that fence, you can't pick up on no signal. You know what I'm saying? Your phone is not going to work via Wi-Fi outside of your geofencing zone, man. These devils got some sinister shit going on that is not even funny.
And Elon Musk didn't create that train system over in Vegas that can get you from Vegas to LA.
Yeah, underground.
Yeah. And it's so coincidental now that LA is basically burnt up. The only way that you're going to be able to get there is why you go through his little underground shit.
It's a monopoly, man.
Let's close this out. Last scripture. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. And that's because, look what this devil has set up, man. The earth is literally defiled. So the day that the Lord comes back, he's going to renovate the earth by fire. Just like how during the first flood, the scripture says that all substance was destroyed. The Lord is going to destroy all of Esau's substance. Everything that he built is going to be turned to ashes, man. You're not going to have any of the mechanisms that you have now in the kingdom of heaven, brothers. You're not going to be talking about, oh, I need to go, go on the computer, go on the internet. We're going to take down all these satellites. The phones ain't going to work. The rest of the materials you do have, the scripture says, you're going to beat all your plowshares into all of your swords into plowshares. The new type of revolution, industrial revolution, will be the kingdom. The fifth industrial revolution. That fifth is power. That's it.
Hey, it's funny how Trump and them saying that America is going to be the capital for crypto and what's the other one that he said? AI and crypto capital of the world, right? And it's interesting that they're doing that now because this is the place where the Lord is going to destroy. So if it's going to be the capital of the world, that means the Lord is going to take out the whole entire system by destroying this place. The beast, so America is pretty much like the image or the face, the front runner for this beast system, man. They want to be the ones for the beast.
The Lord may have America be the first one to actually mandate the seed. It didn't make sense. It starts here where it's actually mandated. As the new way of buying and selling.
And what people should in there for it.
Exactly, yep.
And it would be most needed by America because they got to buy from everybody else.
And that will be the way that it can try to solidify its dominance in the world's commerce. If it's they want to beat China into that system.
And as America goes, so does the world.
Yep. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So if you see in all these things, what type of mindset are you supposed to be in? Our word conversation is anastrophe, which means behavior, manner of life, conduct, right? So what is your manner of life going to be if you see that all these things are going to be dissolved? This is what we're telling our people, right? Yeah, you got to be in this world, but don't be of this world. The fashions of this world is fading away. Literally, what you know back before 2020 is completely different from what you know life as now. You go to restaurants, you got a QR code, you scan it. That's a different manner of life, man. So how much more now as they're trying to exponentially move towards, as they said, the intelligence age, right? The things that happened that took 5 years to go from 2020 to here, that time is going to be shortened. From 2025 to the middle of 2025. It ain't going to take 5 years no more. It's going to be 2025 June. It's going to be crazy different. 2025 September is going to be even crazier different. You just think about how quickly 2024 happened, and you see how quickly Trump is moving now. Yeah, 2025 going to look crazy, man. It's going to look absolutely insane. So if you know all these things, what manner of person ought you to be? This is what we're telling our people, man. And you got these demons even more so riled up now. So you got to literally, the Lord, you need to be walking in step with the Lord, man. You can't be swaying, lukewarm, right? You can't be teeter-tottering on the fence, because at any moment, these spirits of vengeance, these demons are out here, man.
Remember Elijah Shai, you posted a video of Trump saying that he wanted to make the Visa biometric passport system. That was during his other presidency, 2017. So now we almost 10 years later, and you don't think he's about to do that? You know, and that was plastered all over the internet. And it was over all different types of websites.
And when you actually listen to what he said that this was something that was already in legislation in Congress, that they've been moving, but Congress, he said Congress haven't been doing anything, but under my administration, I'm actually going to break it out. Because remember what Biden said in that interview years ago, you will preside over whether or not. So that was, so that was years ago. So this is already in the legislation. You talk about during the Obama era where they had the CHIP in it. They talking about being able to track people's medical identification or medical records through a CHIP. That was during the Obama administration that was passed.
Healthcare.
The healthcare. Obamacare. So all these things is already in the system, man. It's already in the Congress. So when all they was waiting for was an actual time, as King Charles said, and for 2020, the golden opportunity to seize the moment. To seize the moment. This was that time. That's why they're saying it's the Great Reset. And that didn't change. The reset it wasn't accomplished yet. The reset is happening right now.
Oh man, I got it. Short. When they talking about their goals, it's like 2026, 2027, 2028, 2030. They're not even talking that far ahead. They talk about what they're going to do with the next few years. But the more end is
Yes,
all the technology.
have a good day, brother.
You too.
It says, looking forward hastening until the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, all right, the elect, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that is what we're looking for, and that is what we are out here giving our, making our college election sure for. Because we see what the devil is doing, and we see the type of society that he is bringing forward. And if it's not for the Lord to actually deliver us, then we will be swept into taking into that, man. There will be no flesh saved. Brothers don't even have children now, but there will be no future in actually existence, man. That's why Paul said it. In this life we have hope that we're men most miserable. We are looking for Yahweh Shai to come and set up a righteous kingdom and order on the earth where we can actually live, actually have life, an abundant life, man. You know, so if you brother guys to the yoke, we got this. So you know with that, I'm closing out with all praises to
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Hashem.
So next time, Shalom.
Hold on 1 second.